Hello everybody, today I'm going to be reading through another visual novel. This time it's Little Busters. Hi Central Productions, how you doing? Hello everybody, today I'm going to be reading through another visual novel. This time it's Little Busters. Hi Central Productions, how you doing? Yo, what's up, John Henry Leonard? How you doing? Hi, Mom.
Ya, bueno, mami, aquí está Silvia. Espera.
Let's start up a new game.
Kyosukeが帰ってきたぞ!
A distant voice roused me from my slumber. The meaning of the words was obscured by my drowsiness.
ついにこの時が来たか。
However, a voice quivering with joy woke me up fully. With rushed breath, the owner of the voice jumped down to the floor. Masato, where are you going at this hour? Asked timidly.
戦いさ。
Huh? This late at night? Where?
ここ。
With his thumb down, he pointed to the floor. Leaving with a daring smile, Masato swung the door open and flew out of the room. Right here. Does he mean the dorm? Ugh. I jumped to my feet upon realizing that I chased after Masato into the corridor. Harrison, I need you to spread this if it's a bigger issue and not just me. I can't open the WWS site. It says it's a Trojan or something. No idea what it is. I don't know what the WWS site is, but I'll try after I finish the stream. I could hear the sound of tables being overturned in the distance. There was a crowd at the entrance of the cafeteria jostling their way inside. I peeked in and sure enough there was a fight. On one side was Masato Inahara, my roommate. Across from him, wearing a hakama, was Kango Miyazawa. Both of them were my childhood friends. They had always been like oil and water, fighting whenever their opinions differed. Masato started attacking. Twisting his body for momentum, he threw a heavy punch. Kango dodged narrowly. And behind him lay a cracked desk. Wigwag Simulation's a big Train Z modding site. Oh. I don't mod Train Z, but I'll try and figure it out when I finish the stream.
部活にも入らず、無駄に鍛え上げられた筋肉をここぞとばかりに見せつけてやがる。
I heard someone start an offhand commentary. Now it was Kango's turn to counterattack. In his hands, he gripped his shinai. His hand movement was only visible for an instant. Kango's attack had drawn a cross shake to cut on Masato's chest.
出た！思春期の性衝動を抑え込んでまで完成させた人たち
Does he go? While you were partying, I studied the blade?
なんと切り傷がおっぱいと読めるらしい。
いや、あれはXと書いているらしいぞ。
何？それはものすごい画数じゃないか。
A strange upheaval passed through the room as those wild speculations spread around. Can't anyone stop this? I appealed to the onlookers.
これからが面白いとこじゃん。
Their fights on the campus had already turned into an attraction. Things will get even worse if we leave them alone. I don't know what happened between those two, but they look serious this time. They might hurt themselves badly.
じゃあお前が止めればいいだろ。
Eh? Ah, that's true. Unprepared for that, I flinched. The The more I thought about it, the more responsible I felt for my two friends. But when I saw the menacing gleam in their eyes, I got scared. While scanning the premises trying to think of a good excuse to stop them, I remembered about Kyosuke. The reason they were fighting with each other in the first place was because Kyosuke had returned. Where's Kyosuke?
あそこ
He pointed at Kyosuke, who was sleeping on his back like a drunkard. I ran up to him and shook him by the shoulders. Kyosuke, it's getting out of hand! You gotta make those two stop! He opened his eyes halfway.
なんだ力か悪いが昨日寝てないんだ
I took a closer look at his uniform and found leaves and dirt all over his body. Where on earth had he been, I wondered. Putting that aside, the real problem right now was the fight between Masato and Kengo. Masato and Kengo are fighting again since you're back. Watch over them so they don't get hurt. They kept patient until you came back. That was on the several promises that we had made. Serious fights were prohibited when Kyosuke was not around, but when he was, he could mediate. It might be that he'd set such rules out of consideration for us for childhood friends, or maybe he just wanted to look cool as the oldest of us four. But in the end, none of us could ever go against him. It had always been like that. Whoever opposed Kyosuke would end up eating dirt. I wasn't sure if his concerns had turned into reality, or if he was capable of foreseeing what would happen. Whatever the reason was, that was the reason our childhood friendship had stayed unbreakable all this time. Kyosuke! I kept shaking his body. Pushing me aside with his hand, he wearily stood up.
じゃあルールを決めよう素手だとマサトが強すぎる竹刀を持たせると逆に剣吾が強すぎるなので
He turned to face the
お前らが
onlookers.
何でもいい武器になりそうなものを適当に投げ入れてやってくれないかそれはくだらないものほどいい
He turned back towards Masato and Kengo.
その中から掴み取ったものそれを武器に戦えそれは素手でも竹刀でもないくだらないものだから今よりか危険は少ないだろういいな
His presence didn't give any room for objection, and everyone around him just nodded in agreement.
じゃあバトルスタート
For a while, the onlookers were perplexed, but then someone threw in something that had the effect of a starting gun. Immediately, a rain of random items began falling upon Masato and Kengo.
やるのか
やるさ
Kengo glanced down at the pile of items the onlookers were dumping in front of him. Focusing his full attention on the pile, he thrust his hands into the middle of the items. Whoosh! Then he then drew something out of there. The moment he had chosen his weapon, the entire crowd shouted with excitement.
あれは拳銃か
Pointed toward the ceiling and pulled the metal trigger. We heard a noise and a small silver pellet fell in front of everyone.
これで殴っていいのか
ダメ本来の使用方法で戦う
With Kengo's weapon decided, all eyes turned towards Masato. With a strange thing dangling from his arms, he was standing still with a confused look in his eyes.
マサトよお前はどうして猫なんて持ってるんだ
武器だよ
何
俺の武器だよ悪いかつうかどうやって戦えばいいんだよ
猫で戦うこと
なんでだよ
Ding ding! Someone seemed to have brought a boxing bell and now rang it.
バトルスタートだ
Oh, these are the best parts.
行くぞ
今度はこっちから行くぞはっ
Meow, the cat scratches.
こうなったら目だな目を狙ってやると
くそくそくそ行け
まずい弾切れだ
今だ行けあらあらってこれ俺じゃなくて猫が戦ってね
よし目だ
おっとくそ
こら
A voice louder than the onlookers' cheers echoed within the room. I knew only one person in this world who could shout like that. The two fighters' movement stopped as they heard the angry voice.
我らがリン様のご登場だ
The onlookers became excited in a blink. The girl was Rin Natsume, Kyosuke's younger sister. She was another one of my childhood friends.
弱い者いじめはめった
弱い者どっちがだ
えお前じゃね
笑わせるな。お前より格下に見られるだと。
果たしてこの戦いの後にも同じことが言えるかな。行け我が支配にある猫よ
But this made Rin very cross.
その猫だ
This is the best visual novel ever. His neck had been bent at an unnatural angle by Rin's high kick, and the cat dangled from his arm as he replied.
それどうしたんだ
誰かが投げてきた。
ああ、それ京介のやつが投げ入れてた。
Yo, WSG, G, and G. Kyosuke himself was now snoring, lying on his
私の
back.
だ
She took the cat.
あ俺の武器誰か新しい猫をくれひときわ凶暴なのだ
猫を使うな
Her kick had bent his neck at an even more abnormal angle.
喧嘩の理由は何だ
ああ聞けリン
Saying that, he pointed at
こい
Kango.
つが俺に目からごぼうという嘘のことわざを教えやがったんだおかげで今日は何気ない会話の中でそりゃ目からごぼうだなって使っちまっただろうがよ
What a silly reason.
バカ思い出せ。お前から聞いてきたんだろうが、目からごぼうってどういう意味だって。おそらく目から鱗が落ちるのことだろうから、急に事態がはっきり理解できることだと答えたまでだ。
なら間違えてるって先に教えろよなんだよ目からごぼうって
そんな義理はない。
なんだと何年の付き合いだよてめえには情ってものがねえのかよ
リン、これでどっちが悪いかはっきりしただろう。
These two are... Yeah, these two are like... I'm trying to think of a pair of two Toss characters who keep on fighting. Oh yeah, Gordon and Spencer. These two are like Gordon and Spencer right now. He tried running after him but stopped and looked back at Rin.
リンそれが俺の武器なんだ返せ
そんなこと
Rin and Masato confronted each other. This was enough to make the onlookers excited again.
なんだやんのかよリン
猫をもてあそぶようなやつにはお仕置きだ
It felt as though the crowd was goading them into it with their cheers.
女だからって容赦しねえぜてめえら武器をよこせ
Someone's gonna easily take that the wrong way. Having already prepared, people started throwing in a magnificent variety of items. Rin took a 3-section staff.
じゃあ俺はこいつだ
Masato grabbed
うなぎパイでお前はなんだよそれは本物の武器じゃね
Level 3. Rifle kidney doesn't easily take it to others.
死ねえい
今度はこっちから行くぞはっうなぎパイだ
死ね
And he's dead.
悪は滅びた
Lots of people were still raising cheers to Rin. I separated myself from the crowd, dumbfounded by the outcome. This was not the first time such an otherworldly scene had occurred. From the first day I had met them as a kid, every day had been like this. Those have been the roughest days of my life. My life after I'd lost my parents. Sheesh, it's like... Is any anime or visual novel protagonist ever allowed to have parents? Every day of my life had been depressing. Or at least decent parents. But in front of me, 4 boys had appeared and one had held out his
強
hands.
敵が現れたんだ。君の力が必要なんだ。君の名前は？
Riki Naue.
よし、行くぞリキ。
He grabbed my hand and pulled me along as he started running. Hey, who are you? I asked him, desperately clinging onto his hand to prevent myself from
俺
falling.
たちか？悪を成敗する正義の味方。人呼んでリトルバスターズさ。
A broad grin split his face as he spoke the name. The enemy was a beehive under a tree at a neighboring house. No doubt it was a formidable enemy. A bamboo pole and insecticides were our weapons of choice. The hive had eventually realized the gravity of the situation and launched forth a swarm of bees that darkened the air around it. We were about to be defeated when abruptly Masato stripped off his jacket, even now I can't tell why, and spread honey on his bare skin for
あ
a
とは
feint.
頼んだぜ。
He said, giving the 4 of us a thumbs up with a sharp war cry. He resolutely kept thrusting into the enemy camp. Of course, countless bees had swarmed on Masato. While Kango had pointed his insecticide spray towards Masato, Kyosuke held a lighter directly below.
マサト、お前の犠牲は忘れん。
Yeah, at least you didn't have a huge boiler that steam engine with a boiler that burned a bee, which caused him to sting said locomotive on the nose. And if you know what I'm talking about, good job, you're also a Thomas fan like me. He declared it at the same time they fired the spray toward Masato's body, which turned it into a pillar of flames.
んなこと頼むか。
The sight of his blazing shape plunging in is deeply engraved into my mind. Immediately after his exclamation, Rin, who I'd been thinking was a boy, kicked him into unconsciousness. The scene of her keeping him rolling continuously on the ground by kicking is all so memorable. Thanks to her, the fire was extinguished and Masato survived. After that, a fire truck and an ambulance came and made a lot of fuss. Next day, our local newspaper had a picture of me and the 4 elementary school students I'd met. This was our first encounter, and it seems like the racket was the beginning of my new life. Not always being with them had made the pain in my heart go away without me realizing it. It was just so fun. If only such times could continue forever. That was all I wished for now. Alright, it's the next day. Come next morning, it was obvious I hadn't gotten enough sleep. However, Masato was different and had already awoken. From the window, I could see him doing weight training in the small garden. I was amazed by his energy. We went to the cafeteria together to eat breakfast. With the other students getting up as well, the cafeteria was filled to the brim. Still, our seats were empty, because Kanko had survived before us and saved some seats for us. Or more precisely, I guess he hadn't intended to. It's just that most people who know us treat us as troublemakers and often avoid sitting around us. Yo, hi to Clucky Boys 5252. How you doing?
おはよう。お前らにしては早い。
Having finished our short greetings, we placed our breakfast trays on the table. Soon after, Kyosuke appeared and took a seat.
ウィス。
おう。
Where did you go?
ああ、出版社。
Tokyo, right?
そう、東京。
By foot?
そう、徒歩で。
Must have been tough.
大変通
アホだな。
過。金がないんだ。仕方ないだろ。お前らも絶対来年こうなるからな。
At the very least, we're not planning on doing our job hunting on foot. Finally, Rin appeared. With the cat she'd found yesterday perched on her shoulder, she entered the cafeteria. However, more cats followed her in. She kept pushing them back aside, but they repeatedly entered again and again. Suddenly, faced with Rin's vehement hissing, the cats finally got scared and ran off. Huh. She sighed while taking a seat.
シールだ
てるよ。
I'm doing great. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? I'm going to have Thanksgiving dinner with my family, and we're gonna have some guests come and join us. I think my mom's brother is coming over, as well as his family. After informing us, she poured some milk onto a plate.
名前は
まだ
名前は大事だぞ。ちゃんとつけろよ。
だって覚えきれない。
I can think of Joseph H. Boardman, one of Amtrak's previous CEOs. So now she was surrounded by veritable hearts. But that many are impossible to manage at once, so she's decided to just to look after her newest
じゃあ
cat.
仕方ない。俺がつけてやるか。レノン。
Did you even think about it at all? Yet another famous name.
大事だという割にお前はいつも適当だな。
Since Kyosuke always named the cats without thinking, they all have very famous names. Einstein, Gates, German mustache dictator who had daddy issues.
大事なのは名前がじゃない。
It's
名前を
not...
つけることが大事だと言っているんだ。
なんだよそれ。一緒じゃねえか。
レノンか。でもまあ可愛くはあるな。
I guess Rin doesn't know the origin of the name, but certainly Lennon sounds like a more appropriate pet name than Einstein, Gates, or German mustache dictator who had daddy issues.
これ食うかな。おお、ワカメ食ったぞこいつ。
そんなもの食わすな、アホか。こっちだ。こっちの方が絶対美味しい。
The cafeteria cooks always give female students a cup jelly as a dessert. She tried feeding it to him.
猫に食わせるものはちゃんと考えた方がいいんじゃないのか。
Our words were lost on Rin, who was absorbed in observing the cat, holding the small cup with its forepaw and pulling it under its nose. Seems that she doesn't care just as long as the cat looks cute eating it, though I'm sure she'd never say so herself.
味噌汁は飲むだろうか。試してみよう。
Have you seen the newest Minnesota Commercial Heritage Unit? It looks amazing. Not yet, but I have seen the newest Genesee and Wyoming 250th anniversary of the United States unit. I think it's a -9. Man, Rin likes so cats, she's become a cat herself. She hissed!
そっぽいこいつはどうだろう。
This time, Masato had a barn sheet out to it.
食えるか。
Seeing that everyone had already completely forgotten about what had happened yesterday. But that was our everyday life, so they were probably used to it. I alone found myself puzzled by the difference in our sense of values. It had always been like this ever since the day we've met. Nothing had changed. However, even as I was confused, I could only smile as I reflected on the past. I realized that despite my bewilderment, I was still having fun. Then I wished once again. I wish such pleasant times could continue forever. After breakfast, we headed towards school together. However, since the school building was next to the dorms, our trip ended
で
quickly.
も就職決まったら遊び放題なんだろ。いいね。
Even so, the time we could spend walking and enjoying the beautiful nature of the courtyard which was precious and soothing.
そんな気楽なもんじゃないぜ。いろいろ考えていかなくちゃいけないことがある。
Your life's plan? So soon?
今だけしかできないことがあるってことだよ。
But next year we'll be preparing for college exams or looking for a job, don't you think?
ここまで一緒だった俺たちもその後はチリチリになるかもな。
少なくとも京介は1年先にそうなる。
考えたくねえな。そんな先のこと。
そうだな。
Then Kyosuke made a wish.
今がずっと続けばいいのにな。
His words were profoundly reassuring. I thought it would surely come true if only Kyosuke wished so. Say, why don't we do something like in the old days? I suggested.
なんだよ唐突に。
何かって？
Remember grade school? We'd go around the neighborhood and look for bad guys and beat them up.
お前らと一緒にするな。
Kyosuke would definitely go along. Because even though 10 years have already passed, he still felt the same way I did. Besides, even now he was our leader.
じゃあ
Kyosuke bent down and picked something up. Then he gave it a spin.
野球をしよう。
It was a discolored baseball.
は？
Everyone, dumbfounded by Kyosuke's words, exclaimed it in surprise.
野球だよ。
He turned around and announced it to us again.
野球チームを作る。チーム名はリトルバスターズだ。
Wow. What adolescence do you have? Do you remember childhood? Here's a reminder to play through your adolescence. The irreplaceable one existed there. Check out that smoke, man! 11:15. Oh my god! 6017. And around 5611. Check out that smoke.
No, ya va, porque ya con eso son mucho más.
I had a dream. Without trying to remember what it was about, I gazed out the window at a soccer match playing out in the schoolyard. It was the same as always. I would suddenly fall asleep, like suddenly losing consciousness. Let me save it here. That's because of an illness I've had since childhood, narcolepsy, a sleeping disorder. My teachers were aware of it, so they tolerated my sleeping during class. Everyone else at school understood, and my grades weren't bad either. However, I was a little uncomfortable with it myself. Since my daydreams are always nightmares, I tried hard not to remember them. But I don't think I could remember the dream I'd just seen even if I tried. Did I really see a dream at all?
どうした暗い顔して。
Masato, whose desk was next to mine, spoke to me. No, I'm fine.
水臭いやつだな。筋肉の相談ならいつでも乗るぜ。
I'm sure I'll never be worried over that in my life.
ねえ、夏目さん知らない？
A female student asked us. Think she's looking for Rin.
おー。
Masato pointed at Rin's seat and confirmed that she was indeed absent from it, shrugged to show that he had no other guess.
日直なのに黒板消してないんだよね。
Ah. Come to think of it, she certainly was cleaning the blackboard with the cat on her back during the last break.
また猫と遊んでるんじゃないの？
Her words were dripping with sarcasm. Actually, some of the girls in the class don't like Rin. She was pretty self-centered and only concerned herself with her cats. She was only worsening her image in the class by not cleaning the blackboard. Poor Rin. As expected, Rin was playing with her cats.
揃ってるな。
Rin sat down, holding the hem of her skirt with her left hand. She surveyed the herd of cats. It didn't seem like they were paying much attention to Rin. They were strolling around as they pleased.
よし、今日はお前だ。おいで。
Meow? Meow meow. A tabby cat approached her.
今日はすごいぞ。聞いて驚け。じゃん。
She took a stalk of bristlegrass from her
この道
pocket.
65年の匠がコリコリにこだわった猫じゃらしだ。
The cat pranced up. She licked the grass very quickly.
お
Meow.
前にもわかるか。そうだろうそうだろう。
Wanda, I'm removing your thing from the because I need to start working.
Oh,
on the thing.
okay. Hang on, guys. Give me a sec. Okay, I took the computer up into my room, where it shouldn't be a bother. Oh, you can tell? Yeah.
絶対に捕まえられないな。捕まえるのに65年はかかるな。
Swing, swing. Meow,
どうだ
meow.
どうだ。
The cat kept failing to grasp
や
it.
っぱり難しいだろう。そうだろう。
She looked pleased. Swing, swing. She licked the grass as though showing it off.
すが65年ものは違うだろう。きっと寮長は手に入れるのに苦労しただろう。
Meow. But wait.
何？
Meow. The tabby cat splendidly caught the hold of the
もう
bristlegrass.
65年経ったのか。
No
という
way.
かお前がすごいだけか。常人じゃない常猫の何倍もすごいな。よしヒットラー、お前のあだ名はイソロクにしよう。
The cat's name keep getting more intimidating.
リベンジだ。ほらビヨンビヨン。私がもっと動かせばダメだろお前。アサップアサップ。早いわアサップってバカ兄貴言ってたけど、アサップってなんだろう。
As soon as possible. While she was pondering it, the cat caught the bristlegrass again.
何？また65年経ったのか。婚姻矢のごとしだな。婚姻とは光と影だ。銀行の人じゃないんだぞ。
Meow, meow. Swing, swing. She lifted up the bristlegrass. Meow. The cat, holding onto the grass with its forepaws, was also lifted up.
こん
She was cheering for the cat.
足プルプルしてるぞ。
Wow, they really
後
were.
ろ足がプルプルしてるな。すごいな、イソロ。
Meow,
頑張れ。
meow.
史上初の二足歩行だ。
But his 4 feet landed on the ground.
どうでもよくなったな、お前。まあいい。次。いや、またドラ猫か。いいけど。
Swing, swing.
なんだ、お前も遊んでほしいのか。
Meow. It was a white brown cat. It seemed like he wanted her to pet his head. While swinging the grass, she was playing with his whiskers. Meow, meow. The cat was also turning his head around, following its movement. She occasionally poked at its cheek.
ビョフビョフ。
She just made up a new mimetic quirk. She shook her body.
こら、
He was nibbling her finger.
お前、私の指は美味しくないぞ。
He didn't stop.
口に当たる感触が面白いのか。変わった趣味だな、お前。
She moved her nibbled finger up and down. She knit her eyebrows. Leaning her head to one side, she said,
お？なんか気持ちいいぞ、これ。まさか指圧師なのか、お前。さすがだな、手塚。
I should call out to her soon. Rin, you're on class duty today. No time to play with them. I said, getting close to her. She got to her feet and gave me a fierce look.
遊んでなんかない。
She hid the bristle grass behind her back. The cat started gathering behind her.
叱ってたんだ。
You're scolding the cats?
バ
Why?
ーブルとヒットラーが喧嘩してたから。
You sure you have your hands full like always? You sure have your hands full like always? Of course I knew she was lying. That's how it would be a bad excuse even if it
何度
were
言っても
true.
聞かない。こいつらバカだ。こら、ヒットラー。
The cat escaped from Rin's hold and she made to give chase. I grabbed her shoulder. If you ask me, she was more cat-like than the cats themselves.
何？
No kidding. You forgot I told you that you have work to do in the classroom today.
そんなことどうでもいい。
You should care.
どうして？
If you don't take care of your duties, they'll treat you as an irresponsible person. You aren't getting along with the other girls, are you?
そんなことない。
Really? Who are you friends with?
後ろの席の子。
Ah, I didn't know that. What's her name? You don't know? So much for getting along with her.
うるさい、黙れ。友達いなくて悪いか、お前に迷惑かけてるか、それでお前死ぬのか？
No, it's not a problem. It's not bothering me and it won't kill me. But I'm worried about you, Rin. We're in the same class now, so there's no problem yet. We'll have to separate someday. It'll be bad if things continue like this when you find yourself a job. You haven't found a boyfriend either.
死ねばーか。
What?
と、レノンが言ってる。
She pointed at the cat. Yeah, right. I ended up erasing the blackboard myself. Classes finally drew to a close. All over.
授業を受けるだけでへばってるのか？体力のないやつめ。
I envy you, Masato. Your answer to the question, what happened in 1853, was a war broke out between Mars and Earth. I'll never forget the history teacher's face when he heard the answer.
で、今日はこれからどうするんだ？
While thinking about what to do, Masato's eyes met mine. We remembered what Kyosuke had said this morning. Baseball?
とにかく京介を迎えに行くか。ケンゴ、リン。
Looking around the half-empty classroom, we found Rin but not Kengo. Actually, I can't imagine he'd wait for us.
まあな。とりあえずリン確保。
Masato's hand gripped her shoulder.
バカが映る。
She struggled to free herself from his grip but couldn't escape his muscled arm.
じゃ、参りましょうか。
Although school was over, Kyosuke's classroom was shrouded in silence. I guess that's simply because Kyosuke was reading. Girls from other classes kept coming over to watch him. He looked, how to put it, like something holy. He looked down at his book and turned a page. It was a picture-perfect moment. What I wanted to catch above all was nothing but his childlike innocence. While reading, all his emotions are clearly visible from his face. Happiness, anger, and sometimes sadness. In that way, Kyosuke is charming when he's reading. He laughs like a boy. Will he always keep his pure heart? By the way, Kyosuke reads only manga magazines for kids. Finally noticing that school had finished, he glanced at the clock and closed the magazine. At the same time, the stillness was broken. Taking note of our presence, Kyosuke walked towards us.
バンドをしよう。バンド名はリトルバスターズだ。
Masato and I fell down together.
待て、野球じゃなかったのか？
そうだったか？ああ、悪い。そうだったな。野球だ。
お前、何でもいいんだろ。
んなことはねえよ。野球だよ。安心しろ、リン。
He patted her head, but it seemed to annoy her.
で、やっぱケンゴはいないのか？
He's busy with his club stuff.
まあいい。そのうちあいつも分かってくれるさ。
Understand? What? We exchanged glances as Kyosuke strode into the
ほ
corridor.
ら、お前ら行くぞ。
Not even turning around, he just kept walking. Hey, where are you going?
部室。
We arrived at the baseball club room. Without any hesitation, Kyosuke opened the door and stepped inside. The interior had not been cleaned in a while. Frankly, it was a mess. What an awful state.
一応2年の部員は何人かいるらしいが、何やらゴタゴタがあったそうで、新入部員がいないらしい。
Florida?
で、連中の留守のこの期間、使わせてもらおうというわけだ。
早い話が乗っ取るってわけだな。
Just for a while.
とりあえず掃除でもして、チーム結成祝いだ。
Whew, almost okay, I guess.
ま、いいだろ。
ところで人が減ってないか？
If you mean Rin, she handed me this mop and went to her room.
なんだと？お前、なんで止めねえんだよ！3人で野球ができるかよ！
She had absolutely no interest in it. Besides, 4 people isn't enough either.
どうすんだよ、京介。
俺を見くびるな。
なんだよ、さすがだな。打つ手があんのか
？3人でやる。
What? We start fielding practice. Masato's gone as
俺を
well.
見くびるな。2人でやる。
Eh? We ended up training until late.
なんだ？
お前ら、なんで就職活動で忙しい俺が一番一生懸命なんだよ。
いや、そんな一方的にキレられても。
力を見習え。俺のノックを受け続けて見ろ、泥だらけだ。
それはなんだ？哀れめばいいのか
2人が発案者なんだから続けるのは結構だが、部活で忙しい人間まで巻き込んでもらいたくないな。
なんだよてめえ、部活もやってねえ筋肉バカは暇だろうから球拾いがお似合いだったか？
Sometimes I really want to pay you for your amazing comebacks, Masato.
ありがとうよ。
こいつバカだ。
Rin watched Masato as if she discovered a new species of animal.
そもそもどうして野球なんだ？
Can I go ask Kyosuke?
そうか、それを言ってなかったな。
ちなみに何も聞いていない。
俺はここんとこずっと就職活動に奔走してるけどさ、ふと何やってるんだろうって思う時がある。これからサラリーマンとしてアクセク働いていくんだろうな。それだけはわかる。でもそれはなんだか流せ、周りがそうし始めてるから自分もなんとなくそうしようってだけだ。 そこには自分がいない。自分自身というものがない。体だけあっても中身は空っぽの人形のようじゃないか。そうは思わないか。
まあなんとなくはわかるが。
だから俺は俺であり、そして俺がここにいることを証明し続けるため野球をやることにした。
ありゃ、途中まで理解できていたつもりなのに最後の部分だけ理解できなかったぞ。
ああ、奇遇だな。俺もよく似た感想だ。
悪いが京介、最後の部分だけもう一度言ってみてくれないか。
俺は俺であり続けるため野球をする。
Masato pondered while tapping his
そ
temple.
こでどうして野球が？
He asked the ultimate question.
考えてもみろよ。就職活動中に野球をしようなんて誰が考えるんだ。普通思わないだろ。
まあそりゃ。
しかも人数集めてさ、就職活動中じゃなくてもなかなかそんな気にはなれない。なれるか？
いや、まあなれないが。
だろ？だからこそ俺は野球をすることにしたんだ。
What's with this persuasive power? There's no way we can escape his eloquence.
だとしてもだ。
Masato challenged him.
それじゃあ俺たちは単なる巻き添えじゃねえか。
いや、お前たちも同じだろ。試験勉強や課題に追われる日々の中で野球をするなんて思いもしなかったはずだ。それはお前が今さっき同意しただろ。
いや、でも野球なら普通に体育の時間にやってるんだが。
授業のような主体性のないものでやったとして何の意味がある？自らの意志で投げて走って打ち喚起する、そのことに意味がある。違うか？
No one could open their mouth, except for
俺
him.
は
Kengo got up from his chair.
自らの意志で剣を振るっている。
He turned his back on us and left the cafeteria. Kengo!
放っておけリキ。あいつも理解してくれる日が来るさ。
いや、俺たちですら全く理解してないんだが。
ありゃ、そうなの？リキは。
Kyosuke gave me a penetrating look. There's just no way you can say no to those eyes. When I think back, the reason it came to this was because my heart and Kyosuke's had resonated. However, I'd never have thought we would start playing baseball. Since I was the one who said we should do something in the first place.
リキは単純だからな。
What are you trying to say?
利用されてる。京介の暇つぶしに。
No, he must be busy. However, I believed in Kyosuke since it was him. It could be that I just want to forget about studying and play around with him. Of course, I didn't want to think of myself as being so indolent, but
みんなバカだ。
ああ、どうせバカさ。
unfazed by our words, Kyosuke began eating his dinner.
たく、誰のせいだよ。
After we had returned to our room, Masato grumbled, lying on his bed. I never thought Kyosuke would choose baseball.
予想つかないことを追っ始めるのがあいつなんだよ。それぐらい予想しろ。
It's unexpected because it's impossible to predict.
俺は強くなることにしか興味ねえんだよ。野球なんてスポーティーなスポーツやってられるか。
What's a non-sporty sport? An athletic sport or something? Why don't you look into something like the hammer throw?
なんだよ。その筋肉はせいぜい球を遠くに飛ばすことぐらいしか脳がなさそうですね。とでも言いたげだな。
No, I wasn't thinking that at all. What amazing comebacks. I was about to pay him. Masato got up and stepped down from his bed. He tried to go straight out of the room, but I called out to stop him. Where are you going?
走ってくる。
Have you finished today's homework?
え、なんだっけ？
3 subjects. You forgot all about all of them?
いつもの頼む。
How impudent can you get asking me to do it again?
少し筋肉やるから。
No thanks, and you can't.
ち
He clicked his tongue and took a notebook from his desk, seating himself in front of the low table at the center of the room. You're gonna copy my answers, aren't you?
こっちの方が集中できんだよ。
Then I'll use my desk.
なんだとてめえ。この筋肉を目の前に勉強なんて暑苦しくてやってられませんってかよ。
No, I wasn't thinking that at all. Amazing, Masato, I never imagined you could interpret it like that.
じゃあこっちでしろよ。でねえとこのちゃぶ台どけてアブシリーズ揃えに入るぞ。
That would be a horrible sight. I can't let it happen. So I ended up using the table. You're totally copying my notebook, right?
よ、
Suddenly the door opened and Kyosuke
なん
appeared.
だまた野球のお誘いか。
いや違う。今日出た課題で厄介なのがあるんだよ。
He let himself in uninvited.
なんで2年の俺たちに相談してくんだよ。
何をさせたいのかよくわからないが、偉人の言葉を集めろって課題でさ。
You mean aphorisms?
そうそう、それそれ。
猫も棒から落ちる。
That's a proverb and you miraculously got it wrong. If you're serious about it, why not go to the
い
library?
や、真面目にやる気がないからここに来たんだよ。お前らが口にした言葉から探す。で、さっきのもらい。
え？
今ここに新しい名言が生まれた。
Even cats fall from poles? That's absolutely
明日授業
genius.
で発表するから。
Your idiocy will be exposed.
待て、俺だけに標的を絞るな。
Ya me calmé, ya me calmé.
Masato took out his cell phone and called the rest of the group.
Voy para el safe y me compro un pedazo de algo y se acabó.
A few minutes later, we had our regular lineup.
私も課題ある。
ここでやればいいだろう。
なんでこんな小汚い男子の部屋でせにゃならんのだ。
てめえ、先入観で物を言うなよ。見て。
あ、それもらい。
え？
今ここに新しい名言が生まれた。
Yo, hi 3166 boy, how you doing? Riki's putting in some power? Honestly, that was cold.
くだらない。俺は行くぞ。
待てよ、てめえ。
なんだ、夕べの続きでもしようってのか。凛に
How
す
you
ら勝て
doing
なかった男が。
3166 boy?
てめえ、見てたのかよ。
Wait, did I already ask that?
噂に聞いただけだ。
ち、あれは武器がうなぎパイになったせいだよ。
もしそうだったとしても、いくらでも手はあったはずだ。違うか？
Doing alright, I guess. Yes, mom.
I need chairs up here. So, what are you doing?
Live streaming.
何が言いたいんだよ、てめえ。
つまり、お前の方が逆にうなぎパイに食われたということさ。
お、それいいな。
しまった。
ここにまた新しい名言が生まれた。
Doing alright, I guess. Well, that's alright.
「不覚だ。この俺がそんなわけのわからん言葉を後世に残すことになろうとは。
I wonder what will future generations think when they read that.
調子に乗ってハメを外しすぎだ、バカ。
お前らうっさい。もっと静かにしろ。
てめえ一人で課題ばっかし進めやがって、少しはハメ外せよ。京介もひいきすんなよ。凛からも絞り取れよ、名言をよ。
I think that's entirely the result of your own actions.
くそ、自爆ってことかよ。 うなったらマジで名言吐いて、あの子ちょっとイケてるじゃないってとこ見せてやる。
すでにそれが名言だろ。
Oh, sure, that I'm actually pretty cool. I don't know if it's positive or negative, Masato, but these words are so like
あ
you.
りがとうよ。
こいつバカだ。
お、それももらいだ。
のー状況まで
マサトを見事に一言で表してるな。
バカって言ってるだけじゃねえか。
だからうっさい。
もう用はないな。俺は戻るぞ。
Stab.
さちょぎ
Masato couldn't get the words out of his mouth since Rin had thrust a mechanical pencil into his side.
また奥深い名言が生まれちまったな。
I wonder what happened to make him that way.
興味深いな。
大役も乗っけておこう。
This is simple yet
しか
uplifting.
も状況を見ろ。こいつマヨネーズを空に向けて差し出しているぞ。
Wow, he really is.
謎は深まるばかりだな。
てめえに脇腹刺されただけだよ。
そういや野球。
After we finally quieted down and resumed our homework, Kyosuke brought it up again.
来週末に試合するんでよろしく。
We immediately stopped moving our pencils and the room fell dead quiet. It took some time for his words to sink
いい
in.
か京介、
Masato broke the
試合を
silence.
するには足りないものがある。
なんだ。
そうか、わからないのか。そりゃ残りのメンバーと練習時間と練習道具とお前以外の人間のやる気と残りのメンバーだよ。
こいつ残りのメンバーって2回言ったぞ。
I guess he did it on purpose. There must be some deep meaning to it.
意味なんてねえよ。ごめんなさいでした。
やっぱバカだ。
なんだとてめえ、触りまくってバカうつつぞ。
Rin gave him a high kick instead.
そこんとこどうなんだ京介。
Kango took over Masato's role since he was standing still with his eyes rolled up to the whites.
練習道具はあるだろ。野球部の使えばいい。
残りのメンバーは
これから探すさ。
残り5人見つかるかな。
I thought we needed only 4 but Kango purposely counted himself out.
うわっ、いたー。
With the assistance of a cat scratching him, Masato regained consciousness.
なーに、ちょっと来い。
Leaving the cat with Masato, she approached Kyosuke.
一つ頼まれてくれないか。
何を。
もちろんメンバー集めだ。
そんなのできない。
まあ聞け。お前これを耳につけろ。
He handed an earphone to her. It looked handmade. She put it on. Then he took out his cell phone and said hello into it. Rin was startled by something. Seemed like she'd heard his voice from the earphone.
感度良好。早速任務を命ずる。ミッションスタート。リンを使って女子生徒をリトルバスターズに勧誘せよ。
Why female?
そりゃ男ばっかでむさ苦しいからに決まってるだろ。
But it's baseball we're talking
い
about.
いじゃねえか。それに 女が凛一人だと寂しいだろ。
I couldn't say anymore.
こちらリン、女子寮に潜入した。
Kelsuke put his cell phone into a hands-free mode and placed it on the table. We huddled around it.
誰かいるか？
いる。
知り合いか？
知ってるけど、よくは知らない。
She probably meant that all she knows is her
どうす
face.
ればいい？
もちろん勧誘だ。
なんて言えばいいかわからない。
まずは挨拶しよ
おはようございますか。
It's not morning
なるほ
now.
ど。最近の女子は確かに午後からでもその日初めて会うならおはようございますと言うらしいな。
でもおはようございますなんてはっきり言うやつはいないだろう。クロートっぽくここはおやすじゃないか。
That is certainly very professional-ish, but what kind of profession?
ちょっと待て。俺は大変なことに今気づいた。
What? I'm sure it's
リバ
not
ーソー
important.
スって早口で言ってみろ。これおはようございますって聞こえねえか。
I hope a certain pair of Great Western engines aren't hearing that right now.
それでいいのか。
じゃあ、あえてもっと離れてみようか。こんなのはどうだ？ダイダバース。
Ah, that sounds totally bitchy.
うつむき加減で言ってみよう。ダイダバース。
Oh, if he-
なんか挨拶されてる気分になる。
that's only because he made a bow.
それでいいのか。
It's not
うる
okay.
せえ先生様だな。じゃあこれで文句ねえだろ。俺斎藤っす。
She's not
早
Saito.
口で言ってみろ。うるせえです。ほら
それでいいのか。
むしろ、お前サイトっす。どうだ？
Now that's
そ
worse.
れでいいの。
じゃあて。
その通りだ、リキ。ありがとうよ。
お前リンのこと好きなのか。
It doesn't matter.
リキは私が好きなのか。
She heard us.
余興はここまでだ。さあ、リン、行け。素直にこんばんはだ。
了解。こんばんは。こんばんは。次は
もちろん勧誘だ。野球のな。
野球に興味はないか。夏目さんはあるの？ない。
ほらそこはあるだろ。
嘘はつけない。
じゃあ別のことで興味を引くしかないな。そうだな。己をひたすらた。
んなもんお前だけだボケ。
She returned the insult.
私も野球に興味なんてないですけど。
Ugh, what a misunderstanding.
それじゃあ行くね。こちらリン、任務失敗。
Oh my god.
はい。俺の妹を変な子に仕立て上げるんじゃね
あら、夏目さん、新しい遊び？
What?
こんばんは。
We heard a new
野球に
voice.
興味はないか。あなた、私がソフトボール部次期キャプテン候補と知らずにおっしゃってるの？
I don't think she's a suitable
あ
person.
なたね、筋肉バカや剣道部の宮沢さんと親しいからって調子に乗ってるんじゃなくて？
Ugh, the air's getting heavy there.
俺が筋肉バカだと？でこっちは宮沢さん？
不服か？妥当なところだろう。
リン、実は宮沢の方がバカでこの前服着たまま風呂に入ってたと言え。
実は宮沢の方がバカでこの前服着たまま風呂に入ってた。なんでって？
That was like pouring oil into a fire.
あなたなりの陰口？
Her voice was shaking with fury.
まずいな。リン、退却だ。
服を掴まれているのでできない。
Ugh, she's in
助け
trouble.
に行くか？
No, it'd be even worse if they found us in the girls' dorm.
離せこのバカ！バカ？お前の方がバカだ！
Ah,
切れた。
ソフトボール部次期キャプテン候補のこの私。
oh god, not this damn girl.
ささみ先輩、加勢いたします。ささみ様、見ていてください。全然はっはっしまったはっあしまったくらえいや
Alright, we got it.
痛いわ
Come on. Alright. We got her. We got him.
あら、意外にやりますのね。では、私自ら受けて立ちましょう。
Oh no.
ちょっとした肩慣らしですわ。はい。やあ痛いわやあ痛いわ甘い今だはあ耳キーンだ
Ow.
はいやあとしまったミスったこれでどう
Ow.
甘い死ね
Ow. Damn.
歯ごたえありませんわね。ざっとこんなものですわ。さすがはささみ様、華麗でございました。行きますわよ。
Son of a... Wait, wasn't that different from the original mission?
どれも等しくミッションさ。
I'm sure I'm just getting tricked. And so the night went on. It's Tuesday, you freaking idiot!
ウィス、
おう
Morning. All the usual suspects were gathering in the
俺
cafeteria.
は疲れたな。
I guess it was worse for Rin. At that instant, Rin scurried in with her tray.
遅くなった。
She slid into her seat.
早く食わないと間に合わないぞ、リン。
俺の筋力に物を言わせて口の中に一気に詰め込むという手もあるが、どうする？
アホなこと聞くな。バカが映る。
いや待て、もし筋力も映るとしたらそれは魅力的じゃねえか？
うっさい黙れ。
She dismissed him brutally and placed her hands together in
い
thanks.
ただきます。
She suddenly made an abrupt movement.
どうした？
The thing flying in front of Rin looked more like a tiny louse rather than a fly.
この向こう行け。
Rin waved her hands in the air, but the louse kept flying through the gaps in her hands.
リン、どいたろ。
Rin pulled herself back and waited motionless. Kango held his chopsticks, searching for an opportunity to make his move. What the heck? With one swift movement, Kango intercepted the louse in midair and kept it in his hold. Everyone exclaimed in astonishment, standing up from their seats and applauding.
そのまま話せよ。
Masato demanded with a sharp look on his face. With a condescending smirk on his face, Kengo released his hold on the captive. Once again, the last began merrily flying around.
見えた。おりゃ
He thrust out his fist. The last sank into Kengo's bowl of miso soup.
やんのかこら
Huh? Masato, why are you the one getting angry?
やってやろうじゃないか。
待て待て。悪いが、この勝負お預けだ。
なぜ？
遅刻する。
Kyosuke pointed at his watch. Without any of us noticing, everyone else had already left.
やばいな。間に合わない。
くそ、誰のせいだよ。
お前だお前。
Thanks to you, we're all going to be late now.
お前たち同じクラスなんだから、リンだけ先に行かせて代返させればいいじゃないか。
And how are we supposed to get her there before us?
マサトとケンゴが協力すれば簡単なことだ。二人向かい合って手を組め。
なんでこいつなんかと。
お前たちのせいなんだから。ほら協力しろ。リンは二人の力を借りて3階まで一気にジャンプする。
はあ？
大丈夫だ。お前の身体能力なら。で、窓をくぐるとすぐそこは教室ってわけだ。
つまりショートカットってわけか。
Is this even possible?
迷ってる暇はないようだぜ。行くぜ、ケンゴの先生よ。
やむを得まい。
Oh god, the clothes washer is getting in full loudness mode. Huh, are you serious? The two stood right under the window and put their hands together.
お前は危険だ。どいてろ。
Rin put down the cat which had been clinging onto
ここ
her.
か？
Placing her feet on their locked hands, she held onto their shoulders for balance. Seemed like they were ready to
ミ
go.
ッションスタート。リンをうまく3階の教室へ投げ入れろ。
手加減は無用だ。
No, wait!
あ
せーの、行くぜー。おら
Whoosh, Rin flew up in the air.
全然弱いぜ。
リン、駆け上がれ。
Though he heard her say impossible, she managed to close the distance by kicking off the wall twice.
その調子だ。行け。
But she still fell in the end. Kyosuke saved her from falling to the ground. Not again.
駆け上がれって垂直の壁を駆け上がれるか！
Kyosuke was scolded by Rin afterwards.
おれ、リキ。
During the short break between classes, Masato threw something to me. What's this all of a sudden?
前借りてた4文字熟語辞典。
Seriously, you didn't have to return it to me so suddenly. Huh, what's it doing in a plastic bag? Actually, it was also wrapped so heavily in duct tape that I couldn't take it out.
さて、次の時間は原告だな。予習をするか、予習を。
Don't be so obvious, Masato. Besides, it's an English textbook you've got there. English class is already over. Come on, what'd you do? Fess up.
そう疑心暗鬼になるのよ。
Forget about the Indian dictionary. You don't have to try to be so eloquent. Just tell me already.
だな。単刀直入に言うなら、前代未聞だ。
That's a totally roundabout explanation.
維新伝心。
I'm not getting anything from yours. Out with it.
分かったよ。白状するよ。机の中に入れっぱなしにしといたらさ、いろんなものと混ざっちまってさ、ほら、食い物とか入ってるからさ、阿鼻共感な状態に。俺は右往左往。無我夢中に救出を試みたさ。だが、すでにブツは絶対絶命。開き直って報復絶倒。
No, no, no.
というわけで返したぞ、リキ。
I don't really understand what you're so proud of, Masato.
俺は借りた借りは必ず返すんだ。
Geez, I'd rather you kept my belongings to their original state if you plan on returning them. Well, it's not like this dictionary was that important to me. I would only use it every now and then during the most boring classes just to kill time. It was noisy in the classroom. I heard the door open.
Yeah, ohayo.
A girl made her way through my classmates. Morning, Saigasa-san. The person who entered the room was called Saigasa-san. Haruka Saigasa, to be precise. She's in a different class than us. However, it seemed like she had a friend in here, and hence was regularly coming over. What is it?
Masato-kun mo ohayo.
ああ、おはよう。あともうちょっとで予礼だぞ。
Late again?
または余計かな。
What do you mean?
今朝も遅刻なのさ。
Damn, I didn't know she rode Amtrak every day. I wonder why everyone around me always looks so proud when they admit things like this.
ルイ友ってやつじゃねえのか？
Birds of a feather flock together, don't they say? Well, she must have flocked to you then, Masato. If you keep being late like this, the dorm head will find out about you.
もうつけられているから大丈夫大丈夫。
Carefree as ever, aren't you?
ところでね、リキ君。
Saigasa-san said after taking a glance at the classroom clock.
四文字熟語辞典持ってない？
Well, I do, but why'd you ask? Masato returned it to me only a moment
じ
ago.
ゃあ貸してくれないかな。
I don't really mind,
あ
but
りがとう。じゃあね。
Saigasa-san snatched the dictionary from my hands and darted out of the classroom before I had a chance to react. What was that all about? I looked at the door Saigasa-san had just left through. Obviously, she was nowhere to be seen anymore. Her classroom's in a completely different area from ours. Could she even make it to her next class on time? The classroom door opened and this time it was the teacher entering.
席につけ。出席取るぞ。
I took out a textbook and my loose leaf notepad from my desk. After that, I wondered how many steps it took to get to Saigasa-san's classroom from here. It's lunchtime. We'd gathered in the cafeteria as always.
これ食ったらメンバー探しだぞ。試合の日程も決まってるんだ。とっとと集めて練習を始めないと結束も何もあったもんじゃない。
それ以前にいろんなものがない気がするが。
午後からはバラバラになってメンバー探しをしてもらう。随時状況は携帯で報告するように。
What for?
探す場所が被ったら効率悪いだろ。次はどこどこって報告してこい。
そんな車掌風に言う必要なんてねえだろうが。
All aboard! Well, you coming? Why to the land of the freaking guys? This is the freaking express!
いいな。ある。
ないはずなのに、こいつ言い切りやがった。
Next stop is the third floor. This is pretty embarrassing. Isn't it weird to assume the role of a train conductor is this one-man play? Ladies and gentlemen, the next stop is Grand Junction, Colorado. If you want to go out of the train, be sure to be here by 4:30, or else we'll ditch you and we're on a schedule and we won't come back for you.
待て。リンと被る可能性がある。リンの報告を待つ。
次は校長室。
I heard Rin saying this foolish stuff.
扉開きます。白線の内側までお下がりください。
OK。 大丈夫だリキ。3階行ってくれ。
Roger. I turned toward the stairs. I reached the landing on the 3rd floor. Ah, I just spotted a familiar face. She's in the same class as me, Kamikita-san. Should I ask her about the baseball match? Kamikita-san seems like a cheerful girl. During breaks, she's always happily chatting with the girls around her. Although she's rarely the center of attention, if one looked around in the classroom, they'd always find this ever-smiling girl chatting merrily with someone. With that said, there's no way I could imagine her playing baseball. But at this rate, Rin will be the only girl on the team. What should I do? While I was thinking, Kamikita-san climbed the stairs past the 3rd floor. I should probably just call out to her for starters. Well, it's obvious she turned me down. I followed her up the stairs. While climbing up to the 4th floor, I had somehow lost sight of her. Eh? I returned to the stairs. Speaking of other ways out of here, this is the only way. The stairs leading to the roof. Did she go up there? With doubts running through my mind, I stepped over the bar on the stairs to the roof. This place mustn't have been cleaned in a while. There were unused desks and chairs stacked in every corner, all covered with dust. What a strange area. I worked my way toward the roof and soon faced a heavy-looking steel door. A dead end? Of course, I hadn't seen Kamikita-san on my way here. This isn't some mystery novel. How in the world did she get out of here? The answer was unexpectedly simple. The window was open. Not only that, there was a chair right beside the window that was meant to be used as a foothold. And there was also a screwdriver and a wooden screw lying on the window frame. Seems like that screw's purpose was to prevent the window from being opened. Looks like I can get it out with this. As soon as I leaned out from the window, I could feel the breeze blowing in my face. Perhaps because something was in its way here, the wind seemed stronger on the roof than down on the ground. Is this really okay? I suddenly feel a bit uneasy. Well, I'll just go take a look. If Kamikita-san isn't there, I'll go back. I slid through the window and placed my feet on the concrete floor of the roof. My feet made a sound as they hit the ground. And at that same time, I heard a rustling sound, and a pop! Scurrying movements, then bang! It sounded somehow really lively out here. What was that? I followed in the direction the sounds had come from. And then there she was, Kamikita-san. She had tried to hide herself and while doing so, hit her head. Kamikita-san? Still holding her head, she was apologizing with all her might. Ah, that's not it. I was hoping she'd calm down for starters. Did she mistake me for a teacher or something? I let out a heavy sigh and inspected my surroundings. There was a bag of chips on the ground and its contents were all scattered all over the place. That sound I had heard of before must have been the sound of the bag of chips being torn. I tried to continue the dialogue for now. Kamikita-san, what are you doing in a place like this? I interrupted the frantic Kamikita-san, who was still apologizing for some reason. She finally realized. Yeah, that's me. It seemed like she remembered my name and my voice. Somehow, I'm relieved she's talking to me directly now. Well, he might have he might have that kind of talent, but I'm not him. She said in relief. While trying to lift her head, she hammered the back of her head against the pipe on the water tank above. Seems like she had hit her head like that earlier. You okay? Well, wait, don't cry, Kamikita-san.
泣かない。
Somehow she seems like a restless person.
とりあえず出るからちょっと待って。
Sure, please do so. She struggled for a while, trying to crawl out from underneath the water tank.
あれ、
What is it?
困りました。出られません。
She struggled wildly but didn't budge an inch.
萌えくん、ごめん、引っ張って。
Well, if you ask. I grabbed both of her arms and tried to pull her out. But she still wouldn't move any further. She definitely must be stuck on something. Just as I raised my head to look, noticed that her skirt was lifted and half of her printed underwear was clearly visible. An anteater? No, maybe it's an armadillo. Wait, what am I even looking at? Kamikita-san?
どうしたの？
I think your skirt might be caught on something.
ああ、そっか。
Kamikita-san slid her hand under the water tank, rummaging for something.
直江くん。
Him, yes?
はい。
So it's an anteater after all.
見られた。
Don't worry, I know, oh my god, I'm not even sure if I should even read the rest of that.
半分も見られた。
On the verge of crying, she managed to release her skirt and crawled out from under the water tank.
出られた。
Kamikita-san stood up and started brushing the dust from her uniform. Startled, Kamikita-san took a step back and fixed her gaze on me. Several seconds passed like this.
どうしよう。もうお嫁もらえない。
I'm pretty sure it's groom, but alright. No, it's not like you were going to get one to begin with. Listen, you don't have to worry about it. I think it'll be okay.
大丈夫。
Yeah, probably. What exactly would be okay was beyond me.
じゃあ、頑張っていいお嫁さんもらうよ。
Again, I think it's also groom, but whatever. Yeah, good luck with that. Just like that, the impossible dream of one girl was born.
じゃあ、見なかったことにしよう。
She said, pointing to me.
オッケ
Okay.
ー？見られなかったことにしよう。
This time she pointed at herself.
これで万事解決だね。
That tells nothing, but if she's convinced of it herself, I should just leave it at that.
ああ、でも、直江くんだよね。
As you can
なんで
see,
こんなとこに来たの？
well, it's not like there was any special reason for it.
何もないのにこんなところに来たの？
Excuse me.
直江くん、思ったより変わったことする人なんだね。
Ugh, to be told that by her. But Kamikita-san, you're a bit strange too, I retorted.
私は普通だよ。
She said with a smile. I don't think a normal person would come up to the roof and crawl under a water tank.
潜り込んだのは慌ててたからだよ。
Kamikita-san took his seat near the water tank.
直江くん、好きな場所ってある？
A favorite
なん
place?
となく足を運んじゃうようなところ。
Asking that so suddenly,
私、ここベストプレイス。
she said, pointing at her feet.
好きなところだからここに来るの。ほら、すごく普通。
Well, you might have a point. A favorite place you often end up going to, somewhere where you can feel at ease. For me, it's probably where my friends are. If my friends aren't there, any place can become my favorite place, I think. Except I can't really feel at ease in such a place.
そういうの、ちょっと羨ましいな。ここは、どう？
Kamikita-san ran her eyes across the scenery beyond the fence. I followed her example and took in the scenery. I can see the whole town from here. Yeah, I think it's a great place.
気に入ってもらえてよかった。自分の好きなとこ他の人に好きって言ってもらえたら結構嬉しいよね。でもね、ここがあんまり知られちゃうととっても危険。いろいろとね。だからここは内緒なのです。
Okay, I'm fine with that.
これであなたも共犯者。
Why is it that serious?
怒られちゃうからね。ここ。あ、一人で出るときはドライバー持ってこないと窓開かないよ。
She was probably talking about that screwdriver I had seen earlier on the windowsill. She even went so far as to prepare for this reason, since she likes this place. How should I put it? She might be a more audacious person than she appears on the surface.
Naoe隊員、まだ3階にいるのか?
At that instant, I heard Kyosuke's voice coming from the cell phone. Ah, next stop is... Wait, my being here is a secret, so... Next stop is top floor. Top floor. Flustered, I answered the cell phone. Alright, at least I didn't lie. Oh crap, I completely forgot and said it in public. This is beyond embarrassing.
やっぱり直江くんってちょっと変な人だね。
This time I couldn't deny it. Kamakita-san sat on a concrete ledge, surrounding herself with
じ
sweets.
ゃあ、せっかく来たから薄塩でもどうぞ。
Wow, does this... Well... Did the doves think that people are this stupid? Or maybe it's... Or I guess not all potato chips are made the same around the world. Okay, thank you.
お茶とチョコパイもありますよ。
With a smile on her face, she began producing snacks from her bag one by one. Ah, yeah. Before I knew it, she was holding quite a pile of goodies.
私はワッフル食べよっと。
She unwrapped it and started shoving it into her mouth.
おいしいよ。直江くんにもお裾分け。
Thank you, but I'm stuffed already. You know, I just finished my lunch.
もう何にも入らないくらいお腹いっぱい？
No, probably not quite that much.
じゃあ、あれだよ。
She pointed the biscuit at me firmly.
食べてっちゃいなよ、ユウ。
Wait, is that... I don't quite follow, but okay, I'll give it a try. Oh my god. Is it biscuit as
風
in...
も気持ちいいし、今日も明日もいい天気。
As in like a Popeye's biscuit, or in biscuit as in the British word for a cookie?
あるっていいよね。
Yeah. I spent the rest of the lunch break trying to keep up with her incoherent prattling. We were supposed to meet up at the club room, and along the way I ran to Rin. How'd it go? The shake of her head told of zero success. Ah, jeez, going through all that embarrassment for nothing. I wish she'd stop making us do such weird
まあ
things.
次は部室。
Rin, are you actually enjoying that? After classes were over,
今からはなんだ？野球か？メンバー探しか？
everyone other than club members have already left, so practice then?
じゃあまあ、とりあえずリン確保っと。あれ？いねえ。
He had stretched his arm out for Rin, but grabbed nothing except for air. Looked around in the classroom, but couldn't see Rin anywhere.
リンのやつ、逃げやがったか。
Yeah, screw it, we'll go look for her. I'll go look for
どうせ
her.
猫と遊んでんだろ。じゃあ、先に行ってるな。
Masato left the classroom shaking his giant back. Is he just going to leave his textbooks in class like that? While I was pondering this, the door on the opposite side opened with a loud sound. Oh, Saigasa-san? The person who entered the room was Saigasa-san. Making a lot of noise, she made her way toward me through the classroom, which only had us and 2 more classmates left inside. She handed something to me. Oh, it's that dictionary you borrowed this morning. Don't need it anymore? Upon closer inspection, she appeared to be holding it with just her index finger and thumb. I took the dictionary from her.
リキ君、言いたいことがあるんだけど。
What is it?
リキ君の机見せて。
What? All of a sudden, she pushed me aside and peered into my desk. After that, she exclaimed while pointing with her finger.
整理整頓。
What's this? Out of the blue? You're not making any sense, Saikusa-san. I was urging her for an explanation. She groaned. While doing so, she twirled the longer of her pigtails with a finger.
リキ君バッチリ。
Don't point at people,
だってこれを見てよこれ。
she said, nodding toward the dictionary. I can't. It's completely covered with duct tape.
いいから見て。
The cover of the dictionary was partly unwrapped, but not by much, just about a finger's length. You unwrapped it and took it out?
うわ、やっぱり知ってたんだリキ君。
Did know what? Her choice of words made me hesitant to go any further. For some reason, I feel like I shouldn't unwrap it,
開けないとダメです。
she said with a serious look on her face. But you know, with this kind of atmosphere hanging around it, something is bound to happen. It was emitting a don't open no matter what kind of aura. For some reason, I could sense a very sinister odor coming from it.
大丈夫。私も開けたから。
But why are you insisting on making me open it?
リキ君の辞典だから。
Anyhow, it seems like I have no other choice but to open it. I don't want to, I just don't.
開けないとダメ。
And why is that?
リキ君の辞典だからです。
Even if she says that with such an expressionless face, it can't be helped then. Okay. I couldn't really do it without firing myself up a bit. I began opening it and was struck speechless. I closed it again. This is pretty incredible. There was something red, white, and yellow. It was oozing out from it.
すごかったでしょう。
It was unbelievable. How it looked and how it smelled as
そ
well.
れを授業中に広げた私の立場になってみて。 周りから浴びせられる冷たい視線。まるでこの世とも思われないほどの。言うならば、腐敗ザ腐敗。
What? What? Sounds sort of serious. I tried to joke.
意識が負けちゃったよ私。そしてグズグズになったページがばらまかれるのを想像してみて。
I didn't want to imagine it.
机の中にジャムとかヨーグルトとかプリンとか隠してたでしょ。机の中に入れていいのはプリントだけ。
She asserted, extending a finger for emphasis. But it's really not my fault.
ちゃんと隣の友達の机の中に入れておく。
Why?
だって親しくないクラスメートの机の中に手を突っ込んでたら危ない人でしょ。友達の机なら大丈夫。爽やかに笑いながらですな。もうしょうがないな。あいつは忘れ物ばっかりして。俺がいないとしょうがないな。よし、忘れ物が見つかった。持って行ってやろう。という風になるわけですよ。
No, it won't. I mean, keep your food in the fridge properly.
お腹空いた時に困るじゃないですか。
Please eat in the cafeteria. I'm sure she stuffed a lot of food in Masato's desk. Perhaps half-eaten things. Then my dictionary got covered with them.
身近で常に危機は迫っているのだよ、リキ君。なんだって。
Who's that supposed to be?
ついでに言うと、小学校とかプリンの余り物は争奪戦だったよね。確保したプリンは机の中にひっそりと。
So how does that relate to your peeking inside my desk?
プリン欲しい。
Go get it from the cafeteria.
チェー。
Why the dissatisfied look?
じゃあ ってくるね。リキ君、自転返したよ。
I wouldn't have minded even if you'd thrown it away.
匂い嗅いで楽しめるから大丈夫大丈夫。なんたって腐りかけが何でも一番美味しいから。ファイバーだし。
That's way too much fiber.
じゃあまたね、リキ君。プリン入れておいてあげよっか。
No thanks.
バイバイ、リキ君。
Sagasa-san left the classroom with a slight wave of her hand. What am I gonna do with this? I'll just toss it into the garbage bin at the dorm. I sighed. Just as Masato had guessed, Rin was playing with cats. Rin!
リキだ。あっち解散だ。
Since the cats were climbing all over her, she started grabbing them and throwing them off. She was acting as though she hadn't been treating those cats kindly a moment ago.
リキ、見てないで手伝え。
Oh, sure. I stripped who knows how many cats off of Rin and held them in my arms. They hung docilely from my arms, stretching their limbs. They all cling to you so much because you're so kind.
そんなことない。
For some reason, she took out a scrap of paper while speaking. She cast her eyes down, making a serious expression, and snorted, seemingly unusually deep in thought.
これは見えないだろ。
After catching the falling cat and placing it on the ground, I asked her, "What's this, a love letter?"
何？これはラブレターなのか？
No, I don't know myself. Is it okay if I take a look?
これはラブレターなのか？
She passed me the scrap of paper as she asked. It had a lot of creases, so I suspected it might have been wrapped around a branch or something. I smoothed out the wrinkles and began reading it. Solved the school gate's caterpillar problem, is what it said. Even though it's not saying much, at the very least it doesn't look like a love letter.
じゃあなんだ？
You don't have any ideas?
ある。
You do?
今思い出した。
She started rummaging in her pocket. What she brought out was another identical-looking scrap of paper. I took it and unfolded it. There's a secret in this world. If you wish to know it, you'll have to complete every task. It was my turn to groan. Where'd you get this from? That was the foremost question.
レノンの尻尾に巻きつけられてた。
What about this one?
そっちもレノンの尻尾に巻きつけられてた。
Meaning that someone used Lennon to relay this message to you, right?
そうなのか？猫からじゃないのか？
If you think about it, there's no way a cat could write anything, right?
じゃあ誰なんだ？
Who knows, I can't tell without looking into it more.
リキにはできないのか？
Well, if you want to discover the perpetrator, it's possible to secretly follow Lennon. Want to try it? Or could it be that you're seriously planning on completing these tasks? I groaned inwardly. The secret of the world. You aren't a kid anymore. I bet it's just someone's prank. Even so, you still want to do it?
確かめる。
Perpetrator's identity?
その人が伝えたいこと。
Oh well, if you're so insistent, I'm not going to stop you. I had no idea what their real intentions were. It wasn't necessarily just a harmless joke. I was worried about leaving Rin alone to handle it. After giving it some thought, I took out my cell phone. You have one as well, Rin? Can you text me your situation every time you're about to do something? If you do, I'll be able to come and help you if things turn serious. If I left her alone, she'd definitely get involved in something unreasonable without a second thought. The bell in her head chimed once. Let's head to the club room for now. Everyone's waiting.
よし、揃ったか。
All the students we could potentially hope to get on our team had already gone home. So after school hours, we could only practice.
いいかお前ら、逃げるなよ。そこ、一歩も動くんじゃね
練習できねえだろ。
え。いや、まず今日はみんなに先にこれからの練習方針についてなんだが、力をバッターとして徹底的に鍛え上げる。
Come again?
またどうして？
この中で一番ひ弱そうだからな。そんな奴がシュアなバッティングでヒットを連ねてみろ。意外性があって展開的に燃えるだろ。
なんだ、また漫画の影響か。
Who knows?
で、リンがピッチャーだ。
一応理由を聞いておくが。
無論、その方が展開的に燃えるからだ。
True colors? Just what kind of true colors?
漫画の影響だな。
バカだなこいつは。
じゃあ練習を始めるぞ。リキがバッター、リンはピッチャー。
俺は
端っこで素振りでもしてろ。
なんかどうでもいい感じだな。まあいいや。
よし、じゃあ始めよう。
Alright.
なんだこれはギャグなのか。俺は突っ込めばいいのか。
違う、手が滑っただけだ。次は任せろ。
Okay, now let's get into it.
いて
Ow. Ow, Masato, that wasn't something to laugh about.
リキ、ごめん。
ストップ、タンマだ。
Everyone gathered around.
リン、ズバリ言おう。お前は濃紺だ。しかも神がかり的なだ。
違う、手が滑っただけだ。次は大丈夫だ。
なんだお前汗っかきなのか。手がヌルヌルなのか。ほら握手してみろ。あーなんで思いっきりつねられるんだよ。
ぬるぬる言うからだ。
Rin, give me your hand. When I took her hand, I didn't feel any trace of sweat or anything. In fact, it felt quite smooth.
濃紺じゃない。
待ってろ。
Kyosuke turned away from us and took off somewhere. He disappeared into the gym warehouse.
リン、老人だ。
He returned, he handed a small bag to Rin.
老人。
滑り止めだ。それ握ってから投げてくれ。それでも濃紺だった場合は、
場合は
お前を神なる濃紺と呼ぶ。
A breeze made Rin's forelock stand. A sharp look appeared in her eyes. She looked like she was going to use every means necessary to prevent such humiliation.
今度こっちに飛んできたら俺が撃ってやるからな。
んなとこ投げるか。
She's still on the mound.
最初投げてたじゃねえか。
よーし、再開だ。
He really did hit it?
ちなみに俺自身が一番驚いてるぜ。
悪いがリン、お前は神なる濃紺だ。
リキ、練習するぞ。
Rin's war cry resounded across the sports ground.
よーし、リンのやる気に火がついたな。
What's so great about that?
俺も守備に加わる。リキ、俺はいろんなところを守るから、俺めがけて撃て。守備範囲なら取って返してやる。いいな。
I'll give it a try if she pitches strikes. Well, we got several cats
し
around.
まっていくぞ。
まだまだかな。
Oh, wait.
もっと植えるんだ。植える。うんだー。
Oh, yeah, I forgot goes these keys.
しまっていこう。
Oops.
何すんじゃ。
Sorry. Whoops.
やっ。リキも一回猫になってみたらどうだ。この野郎。
よし来た。
そうだ、いいぞ。もっと絆を深めていくんだ。
一度猫になりたいな。
もっと強いの撃っていいんだぜ。
Okay. At least she didn't get mad. Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. Oh, so close, but
よし終わろう。いい汗かいたな。
alright, I don't know what those Japanese letterings mean, but looks like we're getting pretty better. However, her title stayed the same throughout the day.
よし、もういいだろう。きょ
We rake the field.
なあ、俺がしたいのはこんな回りくどいスポーツなんかじゃなく、拳を直接交える熱いバトルなんだが。
お前じゃ剣を相手じゃないと張り合えないだろ。あ、そうだ。そいつもルールにのっとって遊びにしちまおう。その方が楽しいだろ。
A new game? You sure love
ラ
them.
ンキング制にしよう。理由は無論燃えるからだ。で、一つ上のやつとしか戦えない。対戦は断れない。勝ったらそいつと順位が入れ替わる。
負けたら
負けたらそうだな。勝ったやつから称号が与えられる。
称号？
あだ名みたいなもんだ。さっきのリンみたいな。な。痛くはないが不名誉だ。武器についてはこれまで通りだ。対戦が決まったら俺が野じ馬を呼んでやる。その連中が投げ入れたものから武器を無作為に空中で選び取る。女子の場合は意図的に落ちているものの中から選び取っても構わないとする。これまず暫定の順位はそうだな。
Dad, could you at least have the volume down? Alright.
You know, all the way down?
Sorry, I didn't. Actually, I think it's down enough. I think the volume's good. Anyways.
俺は最下位でいいや。で、4位がマサト、3位がリン、2位がリキ、1位がケンゴ。
Kengo being number one, the rankings was given the title of a provisional ruler. In other words, those who received a disgraceful title are left with but one option, to acquire the title of provisional ruler of the battle rankings. Meaning the competition will inevitably heat up. Like always, there's no end to the games Killsuke comes up with.
OK。じゃあ早速だが、リンよ、対戦を申し込むぜ。4位なんて不名誉真っ平だ。
嫌だ。
てめえ、京介の話聞いてなかったのかよ。順位が一つ下のやつから対戦を申し込まれたら断れねえんだよ。
She nodded and fell silent.
OK、そう来なくちゃな。
Kyosuke was saying something into his cell phone. One by one, people started gathering around. Not just people who were currently on school grounds, some that had gone home already, as well as some in casual clothes were among them.
よし、てめえら、武器よこせ。
Once again, a great number of different items were being
なん
thrown.
だお前ら戦いたいのか。
Hi, love. Can you help me clear this
Rin
table?
Rin settled on her cats as her weapons.
Oh, you're not busy with
Masato, on the other hand,
またこんなしょぼいのかよ。
to help you bring them out. I just
nail
woke up.
clippers.
Hey,
相手は猫だ。ダメージは少なかろう。
Hi.
リン、ゆっくり深爪にしてジュースのプルタブ開けられないようにしてやるぜ。
can you sit? I mean,
Cats started swarming around
Can I sit
Rin.
down? Can I sit down and eat this?
って一匹じゃねえの？
Why does everything have to be
バトルスタート。
stopping me from what I'm doing.
Fight!
行けー、そこだ。
くそくそおっとやるじゃねえか。今度はこっちから行くぜ。
痛いわ。
これでプルタブは開けられまい。
後でツナ缶あげるからお前ら頑張れ。行けー、ファイトだ。
マジかよ。
Ow!
なんじゃこれ
Ow!
なんじゃこれ
Ow!
なんじゃこれなんじゃこれなんじゃこれなんじゃこれなんじゃこれマジかよ。
お前らすごいな。可愛いだけじゃなかったのか。
Man, it's fun making Masato's life miserable.
勝者リン
The audience roared excitedly and loudly.
ではリン様、あの負け犬めに称号をどうぞ。
クズ。
そんな称号嫌だ。
Ah, poor thing. The four of them were already in the cafeteria eating. Sorry I'm late. I also sat down with my tray. Tonight's menu is a set of 2 different kinds of croquette.
悪いクズ、ソース取ってくれ。
Croquet?
ほらよ。
いやクズはマヨネーズいらないのか？
もらうよ。
Wow, you use so much.
悪いかよ。
次私使うから早くしろ、クズ。
なあ、こんなん耐えられるか。いじめか。てめえら筋肉いじめて楽しいか。
いや、ルールだし。
じゃあ今すぐ勝負だ。そこのノーコン。
うっさい、クズ。
あと一つルールを言い忘れてた。連続で同じカードの勝負は認めない。
なんでだよ。
同じカードばかりだと見てる方も飽きるだろ。
じゃあリン、リキに挑め。
嫌じゃ。
じゃあリキ、ケンゴに挑め。
No, I can't win.
じゃあ順位も称号もこのまんまじゃねえかよ。
黙れ、ボケ。
お前今ボケって言ってよ。ボケってなんだよ。
じゃあ黙れ、クズ。
そっちの方が傷つくことに今気づいた。
Man, you know, I think it's kind of fun hearing Masato endure pain.
さて腹もこなれたし、そろそろケンゴと戦うかな、リキ。
Even if you say it so casually, I'm not getting tricked.
仕掛けるなら一番情に弱いお前しかいねえんだよ。
Even if you appeal to me this frankly, nothing changes.
頼む。
Sorry, but I'm really
疲れ
tired.
てるのか。くそ、なんて不運だ。早く元気になってくれよ。
Oh, okay, amazing. He actually bought my lame excuse.
こちらリン、女子寮に潜入成功。オーバー。
Rin's voice was coming from the modified cell phone. Rin's member hunting mission has begun for tonight.
どうでもいいが、普通に入っただけだろう。それは潜入とは言わない。オーバ
うっさい、オーバー。
バカなやりとりで時間を無駄にするな、オーバー。
バカはお前だ、オーバー。
ちなみに同時に送受信できるからオーバー言う必要ないからな。
オーバー。
Even though Kango supposedly had no interest in the whole thing, he was still hanging out with us right before bedtime. He was surely worn out after practice and wanted to hurry up and get to sleep, yet he didn't seem to
よ
mind.
し、ターゲットを探せ。廊下に誰かいないか。
いる。
知ってるか。
知らない。多分3年。
3年の勧誘は無理だろう。こ んな大事な時期に野球なんてする奴がいたら。
待て、この俺がアホだと。
しまった。
アホさ。
He replied in a refreshing tone.
まあ俺はアホだからこうしてここにいるが、確かに普通はありえないけど、すでに内定が出ていて暇な奴がいるかもしれないぞ。
普通に進学校だぞ。この時期に就職が決まってのんきにしてるやつがいたら、この学校にお前は何をしに来たんだと問いたいぞ。
何をしに来たかだと。
しまった。
青春さ。
He replied in a refreshing tone.
いや、お前内定出てないし、のんきにしてていいやつじゃないだろう。
ちょっと指示しろ、オーバー。
とりあえず挨拶だな。
Are you getting weird ideas again?
ここは見ない顔だね。でどう？
Rin, this one is an absolute no-no.
ダメなのか？
ちょっと食いついてる。
No, she can't do that. To say something like that to her senior, who's already lived in the dorm for at least a year, is unthinkable. What's it that learn to read the mood look on your face? What are you going to do if that damages her reputation in the
そう
dorm?
だな。どうするリ？
Kyosuke asked her. I thought there was no need to do that. No, Rin, you idiot!
女みたいだぞ。
ま、何事も挑戦か。
That's not something worth trying.
お前女みたいだぞ。
I heard you the first
と
time.
ころで、その3年はまだいるのか？
いない。
I took a nosedive and ran my face in the handmade table.
今日のお前はマサトより面白いな。
俺普段そんなに面白いかな。いきなり言われると照れるぜ。
こいつバカだ。
Oh no, everything got messed up. Well, okay,
あ
whatever.
なた、今この私に向かってバカと言ったわね。
Again? It was another familiar voice belonging to none other
さすが
than...
はささみ。
チェ、またあいつかよ。
What impeccable timing, as if she were doing it on purpose. I calmed down and sat
違
upright.
う。お前になんか言ってない。そうかしら。他に人なんていなくてよ。それはさておき、あなたたち放課後グラウンド許可なく使用していたでしょ。
Rin's bell chimed as she
あの
nodded.
弱小野球部がいなくなって清々したと思っていたのに、どうしてあなたたちが？
青春だ。
そんなつまらないことを同じグラウンドで我が女子ソフトボール部が練習中だったのが見えなくて、端っこでキャッチボールするぐらいなら見逃してあげるけど、これ以上規模を大きくするようなら黙っていないわよ。
どうするつもりだ？
全く分かってないのね。なら今ここで分からせてあげる。お前たちやっておしまいなさい。
Oh, not again.
ささみ様に歯向かうなんて無謀な。わちゃー！はっ！しまった！いや！と！うい！えい！と！いや！と！痛いわ！えい！と！ささっと！いや！あれ！はっ！いや！と！うわ！はっ！ささみ様、使わせていただきます。ささみ様が私の中に
You're kidding me.
感じます。えい！えい！えい！えい！と！うわ！うわ！ささみ様のお手を煩わせるまでもありません。
Damn it.
こんな尻の青い下級生にすら勝てないなんて話にもならないですわね。
Son of a... Actually, I don't think I should even finish that since Mom's around.
どれも等しくミッションさ。
I'm sure I'm just getting tricked. Oh wow, it's this late already? I had meant to study for tomorrow's classes. Studying is as important to me as playing with the guys, so I do it now. I went to take my textbook out of the drawer. Huh, my notebook. Where is it? I remembered lending it to Masato after the previous lesson because he had been sleeping the entire time. Masato, where's my notebook?
なんだいそれは。
The one for classical Japanese. I lent it to you, didn't I?
あ、あれか。悪いがちょっとの時間、俺の机で寝かしてやる。
Don't treat my notebook like pickles. Just give it back. I need it to study now.
いや、教室の机で寝かしてるのさ。不幸なことにな。
That's my line, for God's sake.
おっと、本気で怒らしちまったか。わかったわかった。今から取りに行こうと思えるように努力してみるからよ。
That's just a waste of time. My anger had reached a critical mass and I became tired of talking to him. Now what do I do? I stood up.
どこ行くんだ？
I'll go get the notebook.
じゃあ俺も一緒に行くぜ。
Why didn't you go on your own?
え？俺なんか変なこと言ったか？
He sounded like he was okay with doing anything as long as I was with him. But since I was seriously angry, I decided to turn him away, wanting him to feel even a little bad about it. I'll go by myself. No need to be so depressed about it. I left it in our room and headed for the school building. This might only be as it should be, but all the doors were locked. Thought about checking the windows, but I realized it would just make me look like a burglar. I think I should go back to our room. I go back to the dorm. So the night went on. Yodosito,
This-
e I the lot
Oh,
do.
おお、
What's up? Morning. Once again, the usual suspects had gathered for breakfast. Rin was feeding her cat, probably the new one, Lennon. Kyosuke was reading a newspaper while eating.
なんか目を引く事件でもあったか？
ああ、4コマが当たりだったぜ。
あ、そう。
I've been frequenting the library to read newspapers myself until recently, but I stopped after a certain incident. Rin took out her cell phone and started typing a message. Not long after that, I felt a vibration coming from the cell phone in my pocket. I took it out and opened it. I'm going to see what this caterpillar thing's about during the break. She must be referring to that letter from yesterday. Be careful. That's all I typed in her reply. Rin looked at me and nodded. Actually, since when was this a secret? It'd be better to just say it out loud instead. She planning to keep everyone else in the dark? The classroom in the morning. Homeroom was over and I was just idling around when suddenly I heard the door open.
Yeah, ohayo.
As always, Saikusa came in, making her way through my classmates. She was coming right towards my desk.
リキ君おはよ
Morning, Saikusa-san.
う。マサト君もおはようっす。
おう、おはよう。ってお前なんで来んだよ。
一元はお休みなのさ。
Is your homeroom teacher on leave?
うん、違うよ。
Saikusa-san tilted her head. Then why are you on break?
つまりなんだ。ぶっちゃけ自主休校？
That's just truancy.
そうとも言うね。
Don't even try to put it any other way, seriously!
相変わらず成績のことを考えない恐ろしい女だぜ、三枝。
井ノ原並みだな。
A broad smile spread across Saigusa-san's face in reaction to the murmuring around her.
私褒められた？褒められた？
マジかよ。照れるな。
No way, no way, you two are just being ridiculous.
チェー。
Don't cheer me! I was forced to smile out of astonishment. So what's the matter today?
よくぞ聞いてくれました。
For some reason she puffed out her chest while saying this.
実はね、今朝のここの様子はどうかなーって。
Eh, what are you talking about? Suddenly Masato's face distorted into a grimace.
まさか、三枝。扉に黒板消しをゴム紐を使ってくくった挙句、水が入ったバケツを床にいくつも置いたのはお前か。
いやー、なんだ、私じゃないですよ。
なんだその棒読みは。 前のせいでな。
Masato, could it be you triggered it?
いや、俺は濡れ衣を着せられただけだ。
Huh, then...
お前か。あのようなくだらぬ真似を。剣道業、朝から洗濯する羽目になっただろうが。
ケンゴくん珍しい格好してるね。
ああ、お前のおかげでこんなざまだ。なんだこの格好は。わけがわからん。
Yeah, you look pretty good to me. No, actually, it's more correct to wear your school uniform during class, so... Kango, you're the one who doesn't make sense.
おかげで朝から俺も一緒に洗濯させられたんだぜ。腹立ってきたから洗剤頭からぶっかけてやったけどな。
そのせいでジャージまで洗う羽目になったんだろうが。
Whoa, does he hate wearing the school uniform that much? Sagasa-san was drawing closer to the two.
実は昨日の放課後仕掛けの実験をしようと思って設置したんだけど。
But somehow I could already anticipate the rest of the story.
誰も来ないから飽きちゃってさ、放置して帰っちゃったのですよ、これが。
帰っちゃったのですよじゃねえよ。
というわけで、引っかかった人いるかなーって確認を。
見ろ、この無様な姿を。どうだ、そんなに滑稽か。
I think you have a very dignified look.
なんだ、冷たいぞ、ガイズ。
冷たいのはバケツに足突っ込んだこっちだ。
いやはは、これが本当のクールガイ。よかったね、ケンゴくん。
こいつ全然反省の色が見えねえ。
So, Saigasa-san, you did wrong not clearing up the trap you laid. Say, Kango, can you let her off the hook this once?
屈辱だ。俺が制服着ると違う毛がある人に見られてしまうんだ。
So that was the reason.
リキ、ここはケンゴのためにもけじめってもんが必要じゃねえのか。
ああ、ネゴ、ノート見せて。
聞いちゃいねえ。てめえは俺を怒らせた。
ちなみにお前も俺を怒らせた。
やんのかてめえ。
それはこっちのセリフだ。
No. They were getting worked up over something completely unrelated. Just when I was about to stop those two, everyone's attention was diverted to the door that opened with a loud sound.
三枝遥か、幼鳥室からバケツを持ち出したままなのはあなたでしょ。
Sagasa-san hastily hid herself behind my back. What? Sagasa-san, don't use me for cover.
ちょっと隠してよ、リキくん。いません。三枝遥はここにいません。
Ah, she's just being chased, as always. After realizing this, everyone in the class lost interest and returned to their previous discussions.
お下げ、見えてるじゃないですか。
Several members of the school disciplinary committee, most likely first-year students, dauntlessly waltzed into the
ほ
classroom.
ら、さっさと来てください。今朝も清掃のペナルティを受けていたはずじゃないですか。いやー、ほら、途中で野暮用ができたからさ、野暮用が。
She had no reason to, but she still puffed her chest out.
忙しいのですよ、私は。
It seemed to me that she was just leisurely chatting away until
連
now.
盟は委員会にて聞きます。わかったよ。言ってあげるよ。可愛い後輩が頼むから。しょうがないなあ。またそんな減らず口を。
The disciplinary committee members dragged Sayakasa away.
じゃあね、リキくん、アデュー。
Adios.
って、わあ、ちょっとスカートまくれてる。
After the door closed, the usually noisy atmosphere returned to the classroom once again. Sagasa-san seemed to blend in with our class perfectly. Or does she? There was some tingling doubt in my mind. I was a little worried about Rin. What was that caterpillar problem at the school's gates about? I checked whether it was possible to see the school gates from here, but it wasn't.
どうしたリキ、キョロキョロして。筋肉ならここにあるぞ。
That's right, and quite a lot too. That instant, my cell phone vibrated, telling me I received a message. It was from Rin, and it was from Rin, and the only thing written in there, I'm in true ill. I tried to decipher it. There's no doubt about it. It was meant to say I'm in trouble. If that's the case, I'd better go help her out. I stuffed the cell phone back in my pocket and dashed out of the classroom. I found Rin. The school janitor was standing next to her. As soon as I got close enough, I asked them, "What's going on?"
見ろ、芋虫だらけだ。
She answered while pointing at the sakura tree.
"たくさんの女子生徒で賑わう校内でも人気のある場所だったんですよ。
The school janitor explained to us.
でもな、えらいことになった。
A terrible trouble?
このように芋虫が大量発生してからはここでお昼を過ごす生徒はいなくなり、その文句が次々に私へと来た次第です。
What kind of complaints?
要は駆除しろとですな。
でもな、それもなんていうかえらいことなんだ。
A terrible trouble?
一方的に駆除してしまうのはかわいそうだと、そう思って困っているわけです。
というわけなんだ、リキ。一言で言うなら、そうだな、えらいことだらけだ。
That's the only thing you've been saying, Rin. Thanks for explaining the situation, sir. I express my
ど
gratitude.
うしたらいい？
Instead of killing them, how about collecting them one by one and taking them back to the hill?
何？それはえらいことじゃないか？
Well, terrible or not, there's not much else we can do. Then how about using pesticide to get rid of
そ
them?
れは嫌だ。それだったらえらくても山に返す。
そうかい。なら段ボール箱を持ってこよう。
Saved from having to do the work himself, the school janitor sprinted toward the school building. At the same time, Masato came walking in from the opposite direction.
なんだよ。リンとリキの対決じゃなかったのかよ。チェ、やってきて損したぜ。
Help us out, Masato.
何を？
Collecting the caterpillars. I pointed at the tree branch.
おお、養蚕いるじゃねえか。オッケー、俺様に任せとけ。
Masato took a few steps back and putting his fingers on the ground, made ready for a crouching start. He shot off and struck the trunk of the tree with his shoulder, putting all of his weight behind it. The tree shook heavily. One by one, caterpillars were raining down from the tree. And several of them fell onto Rin. Excuse me.
人が下にいるのに何すんじゃこら！
次はちゃんと確認します。
次なんてあるか！
After that, we diligently caught them using an insect net, one by one. This activity took up our entire break.
もう蹴っても落ちてこねえな。
We then set them free on the hill.
バイバイ。
Standing next to me, Rin bade them farewell. Upon our return, there was already a group of girls sitting underneath the tree. Were they watching us dispense with the caterpillars?
現金なものだよね、まったく。
The school janitor smiled really as he looked at them. One of the girls noticed us and began walking towards
あら、
us.
夏目さんじゃない。
Oh no! This voice, I know I've heard it somewhere before.
笹瀬川ささみ。
Rin jumped back a bit, striking a defensive pose.
あなたが芋虫を駆除したんですってね。何か謝礼が出るの？それとも人気取り？
両方。
Eh? My surprise was premature.
バカ。両方違うと言おうとしたんだ。最後まで聞け。
Huh, you startled me.
そう。だったらいいのだけど、あなた男子にほんのちょっぴり人気があるようだから、調子に乗って誰かの気を引こうとしてるのかとジャス。
No, not that it really matters, but this person really has a villainish character.
そんなことない。
Yeah, no kidding.
それは
I
安心
probably
しま
would
したわ。
say a swear word if my mom wasn't here. Her hair fluttered as she turned away from us.
授業が始まるわ。皆さん行きましょう。
Having conveyed this to her minions, she headed back to the school
ごめん
buildings.
遊ばせとか言いそうなキャラだな。
I'm sure she really does say that. After the next class was over, Rin was the first to dash out of the classroom. Since the first task had been completed, the next one might have already arrived. That's probably what Chio's thinking. Rin was conversing with the cat.
お前たちにはなんでヒゲがあるんだ？
Yeah.
ヒゲはいいのか？そんなにいいのか？私にはないからわからない。あると便利なのか？お前のヒゲはなんか一本だけすごい長さだな。邪魔だろ絶対。邪魔、水滴とかついて邪魔になるだろ。ミルク飲みにくいだろ。ビヨンビヨンビヨンビヨンビヨンビヨンビヨン。指で触っていたら抜けてしまった。なんてことをしてしまったんだ。お前の大事なヒゲを伸ばしていたんだろうな。
Rin hung her head.
くっつかないか。くっつけ。無理か。どうしよう。羊毛剤買ってきた方が。いや、すぐ伸びるのか？伸びないだろう。
The cat started washing its face with its paw.
お前、ヒゲ少なくなってるぞ。なんだ、毛変わりの時期か？ひょっとして。
I should call out to her soon. Rin!
まあ、リキだ。
After being called quietly, she noticed me and stood
お
up.
前ら、重い。
So the exclusive sanctuary of Rin and her cats was broken, and cats were falling off her. She was tearing cats off herself. In one hand, she was holding another letter. What is it this time? Without saying anything, she just handed it to me. I took it from her and started reading. Solved the bathroom's hygiene problem in the boys' dorm. Ah, that's right, it's gotten pretty dirty lately. I remembered that horrible spectacle. It's within my jurisdiction, so I'll deal with it. I just proposed this, but Rin extended an index finger and shook it at me with a With just that, the problem won't be solved? I was right on the money. Well, you're right. If there's no cleaning roster, it'll get dirty again right away.
作っておく。
Make what?
掃除当番表。
Are you serious? Can we really do it? Let's go back already. I stopped pondering the problem and returned to the classroom. Now then, what should I do during my break? I'll walk around campus.
リキ、勝負だが優しくしてくれ。使ってみよう。何かに火がついた。これはいい状態になりそうだ。なんだこれは。
ファイ。
行くよ。痛いわ。と。はっ。それ、コツをつかんだぞ。と。この武器、誕生日プレゼントにいいかもしれない。はっ、来た。行くよ。 痛いわ。それすごいね。この武器奥が深いよ。はっよっといやなるほど、こう使うのか。いけはっ危なかった。いい武器だね。気に入ってきたよ。
タイムアップ。引き分けだ。
A draw.
互角か。
武器には様々な攻撃特性がある。できるだけ有利な武器で戦いたいもんだな。
Kyosuke left me with these words. Brr, brr. Battle is about to begin between Kyosuke and Masato near the school gate. This matchup interests me.
マサト、勝負だ。
筋肉がなる木、それが俺さ。
こいつは反則かな。きたきたきた。おっと、いいのかい。
俺にも運が向いてきた。
俺にこんなもの持たせて。ファイ。
Alright.
おっと、行くぜ。
せや。
はっ、何。おっと、
なるほど。
どうだ。
こういうことか。
はっ、何。
こいつはどうかな。
使うぜ。まだまだここからだっての。金野郎。
ほらっと行くぜ。
くそ、どうだ。いい感じだ。今夜この武器を勝ち。くそ。ま
だまだだな。そうだな。意味がつながりそうもない2つの言葉をくっつけてみよう。
Delivery for you, Cypher this nose hook. That is so amazing. Whew, I guess I'll head back to class. Right after the beginning of lunch break, Masato moved in to catch her
昼ぐら
Kengo.
い一緒に食ってもいいんじゃねえか。
He leaned on Kengo's desk and confronted
ど
him.
うせその後くだらないことに付き合わされるんだろう。
野球のことか。まあそうなるだろうな。その時は右手で竹刀持って左手にバットを持てばいいじゃねえか。同時に振ってたら一本取りながらホームラン打てるかもしれねえだろ。
He smirked once.
なんだてめえ、今の笑いは。そんな奇跡起こりません。それよりも目の前の筋肉が邪魔で黒板が見えません。まだノート写してる途中なので、その無駄な筋肉どけてもらえま。
No way, no way. I don't think he meant that at all. Here comes another one of Masato's over-the-top interpretations.
その通りだ。邪魔だ。
Kengo immediately affirmed his words. That was a single knoll of something snapping inside Kengo.
え、なんだおめえ、もう一回言ってみろ。
邪魔だ。
Everything went still in the classroom. It was natural since the two huge boys had reached an explosive situation and were now glaring at one another. You two cut it out, follow the rules Kyosuke came up with.
ルールなんだそれは。
リキ、こいつとやるときだけはそんなもん関係ねえんだよ。
Masato was completely enraged. What I could do was miserably succumb to my only option, try and find Kyosuke. That's why I began running around the school trying to find him. Huh? I screeched to a hall and noticed Kyosuke's name written on the bulletin board in the corridor. What's that poster? It read, Kyosuke's one question, one answer. Well, now, what's that supposed to mean? What in the world is he thinking of? There's a QR code attached. I should read it into my cell phone for starters and see what it's about later. Load the QR code into my phone. Where is he? I couldn't find him
今度は
anywhere.
体感だってよ。急がねえと見逃しちまうな。
This is what the students were saying as they hurriedly passed each other. The gym, huh? Perhaps Kyosuke would already be there. I should check it out for myself now. Took off toward the courtyard. The students referred to the area between the gates and the connecting corridor as the courtyard, and the area between the gym and the corridor as the backyard. Even though some students like to relax in the backyard under the shady comfort of the trees, all in all, not so many come here. The word courtyard is applied to the whole area if there's no need to make a distinction between the halves. I was moving quickly when suddenly
こっちだ少年
I turned around hearing a voice from behind, but no one was there.
どこを見ているこっちだ
The voice was coming from the side. I couldn't see anyone. Well, I think I know who the voice belongs to. Come on out, Kurogaya-san. I answered to the familiar voice.
もう出てるけどな
Whoa! Before I knew it, Kurogaya-san had appeared from the direction I was originally headed.
これは横や後ろばかりじゃなくて前向きに生きろというわずかな示唆を表してみたわけだが
But your voice was coming from behind me and then from the side.
なんで幻聴かあまりよろしくない情報だな
I swear I've always had that feeling whenever I've tried to catch trains in Fort Collins. No, there's nothing wrong with either my hearing or my mental health.
まあただの反響による誤調だろ中庭はそういう構造になっているしな
Well, hearing a voice coming from right in front of you as though it was coming from behind is clearly abnormal. By the way, Kurogaya-san is always playing pranks on me like this. She never misses an opening and always gets other people dragged into her own pace. Even in class, she seems to exist in a realm of her own. That's just the way she is.
ところでリキ君がこんなところで何を油売っているさっきいつものバカ二人と夏目兄弟が体育館の方に向かっていったが
Ah, so Kyosuke really did go there. I wonder if I should say it was to be expected of Kyosuke, but seems he's already gone on ahead. Kurogaya-san suddenly started laughing, looking at me. What's the matter?
いやリキ君はなぜそんなに賢明なのかと思ってねそれは滑稽なものだ君にはあのバカ二人を止めることなどできないだろうとは言ってもそれは嘲笑するものではないただ君が微笑ましくてな
I didn't really understand what she was trying to say.
まあここでこうして出会ったのも何かの縁だお茶でも飲んでいくがいい
No, if I don't go where everyone else is.
そんなことはどうでもいい
It does.
うるさい黙れこの与太郎が
You're scaring
逃げ
me.
ても殺す声を上げても殺す助けを呼んでも殺す
You leave me no choice.
よしまあ一人でいるのにもそろそろ飽きてきたところでな君ならちょうどいい話し相手になりそうだ
She was smiling as she dragged me to the corner of the courtyard. There was a worn-out wooden crate there, along with a few round stools like those used in the art classroom.
ちょっとしたカフェテラスだ
She proudly proclaimed, "Well, it's a good location." It was hidden in a blind spot whether looking from the school building or the pathway in the courtyard. Sunlight was sifting through the leaves of the slowly swaying trees, pouring over the wooden crate serving as a table. But regardless of how I looked at it, it was still worn out and covered in a layer of dust.
ロケーションが悪くないならいいじゃないか他に何がいる
A proper interior would be nice.
ちゃんとしていないわけではないぞ十分使えるこれはわびさびがあるというんだ
Or rather, there isn't anything to it besides its simplicity. She sat down on one of the chairs and gazed at me.
見ろ私がこうしているとまるで中世の両家の霊場を描いた絵画のようだろ
More or less if you don't speak. Guess she did look the part. If the table and the chairs weren't so worn out, it could become a decent enough painting. That was a relatively honest impression.
はっはっはまあこれじゃあどこの没落貴族のお嬢様だって感じだがな
She laughed heartily. No matter how you look at it, holding a bottle of rum would suit her better than a mice and tea set.
まあリキ君も一つ腰掛けたまえ。
She took another chair and placed it on the other side, opposite herself. I can't be lounging around here. I'm worried about a fight breaking out and I have to get ready for math class.
まあそんなことはどうでもいい。
I'm telling you it
無視
does.
しろ。バックレろ。
That's dangerous. I suddenly recalled that she was often absent from class. How should I put it? She seems completely detached from the world.
喧嘩はどうせ君が言っても何もできない。数学はまあ気にせずともよい。
That's no good. My not being able to do anything is probably true, though.
君にはお茶を飲む行為に対する愛が欠如しているだろう。
Yeah, you're
という
right.
か断る理由がわからん。私は可愛らしい女学生であろう。この年頃の男子ならば喜んで誘いを受けそうなものだ。少年はあれか？ホモの類、そっち系の人か？
Of course I'm not.
少年の心はまことどしがた。ちょうどいい。そこのところをゆるりと語り合おう、少年。
No, like I've been trying to
まず
say.
は、ホモと友情って紙一重だよね、という議題からだ。
No, I don't really want to talk about that. There would be no end to this pointless argument since she wasn't paying any heed to what I was saying. Geez, just for a little while, okay?
いい子だ。初めから素直にそう言えばいいのだよ。
I was being honest when I refused. I let out a sigh and sat down on the stool. Crack. Whoa! The chair legs came off and I simply flopped onto the ground.
はっはっは。いや、ものの見事に引っかかったな、少年。
She smiled wickedly. She totally just wanted to pull this off. I'm going back.
今のはほんの冗談だ。
Humph, why exactly did you do
な
that?
んでと。楽しいからでも。
No, maybe it's fun, but why did you go to such lengths to prepare all of this?
私にはその質問の方が疑問だが、ただの楽という感情から湧き起こる衝動だろう。衝動にそれ以上の理屈などな。理由を求めたところで、状況とそれに関わる不分率がそこにあるだけだ。
Hi, yes, I understand. So is there a chair that isn't broken? I was tired, really tired.
まあ別に君が憎くてやったわけではない。とだけ伝えておく。
She muttered, pushing another chair to me.
少年はいじられキャラだからな。
What's that supposed to mean?
ついつい構ってしまいたくなる。母性本能をくすぐるタイプというか。
No, I don't really want to be made into that kind of a complex character.
そうか。割と褒め言葉なんだわな。可愛いものが好きだよ。
She flashed an innocent smile that didn't match her usual aura at all. Is that how it is?
ああ、そうなのだ。
Listening to her, I sat down on the chair set out for me. This time it seemed to be a normal chair.
先ほどの比例を浴びよう。まあ、缶コーヒーでも飲んで落ち着きたまえ。
She handed me a cup of cold canned coffee. Yeah, thank you.
よし、キムチも食え。
She lifted a bottle of kimchi onto the table and set a spoon beside it. I don't need any.
残念だ。
Wait, where did she take this from? The strange dialogue continued as we enjoyed our tea.
自販機というのはいいものだな。3分間でもティータイムにできる。
3 minutes went by quite a while ago,
いいじゃ
though.
ないか。そもそも時間などルーズなものだ。多分テレビの時計が少しずつずれていったとしても誰も気づかないくらい。場所によって時間が変わったり、もしかすると万物すべてに同じ時間が流れているわけでもないかもしれない。それに束縛されて数字にして分かったような気になるのはどうかと。
Well, no matter this paradoxical theory, time will not stop flowing. When the time comes, the chime will ring.
なかなか詩的な言葉だな。いやいや、やはりリキ君をここに招待して正解だった。
I'm glad at least you're so happy about it. I ended up spending quite a bit of time together with Kurogaya-san. Thus, about half of my lunch break was already over. Just as she had said, the fight seemed to have been settled in no time. I didn't find anyone in the club room. They had probably already started to hunt for members. I was the only one to miss lunch. I went to get myself something to eat. After I brought myself some bread and returned to the classroom, I found a girl from our class occupying my seat. There was a group of 5 girls sitting around my desk and blithely chatting about something in front of me. It felt inappropriate to ask them to leave, so I kept silent. All I could do was go and find somewhere else to eat. I should have just gone to the cafeteria. If I went to the cafeteria, I'd probably find Kyosuke there. It wasn't such a bad idea eating bread in the cafeteria, of course, but I wasn't really that fond of crowds. While making my way along the corridor, I found myself drawing closer to the staircase. Come to think of it, Kamikita-san might be out on the rooftop. I love this place, that's why I come here. Seems I've come to like it too, to a certain extent. I decide to ascend the stairs and head for the place beyond that distorted space where I could feel that refreshing breeze again. I climbed up the squalid staircase. Casting a sideways glance at the pile of desks and chairs that resembled some kind of ruins, I proceeded on my way to the rooftop, finally appearing in front of the window. Huh. It was closed. The chair previously made into a foothold wasn't in place either, and looking at the sash bar, I found that the screw was in its right place as well. She's not here? I tried to draw that screw out a bit, but as expected, I couldn't do anything without a screwdriver. This is a problem. At this rate, I'll really have no place to go. Should I just go look for everyone? While pondering on this, I turned around and... Kamikita-san was climbing up the staircase. She was holding a plastic bag in her hand. She'd probably gone off to buy something. Good afternoon. It's probably strange to say this. She gave a quick bow. She put the nearest chair next to the window, and after conjuring a screwdriver out of her pocket, she removed the screw. Kamikita-san, you can go first. She looked as though she had just performed a self-destruction while I was trying to understand what she had meant. But, well, I think I got the gist of it. Did she mean Mr. Bear? I'm not even sure if I should say that last word. At least without people getting suspicious at me. Kamikita-san, you like childish underwear, don't you? As I expressed my honest opinion, her cheeks became suffused with an even deeper tint of red. I wonder if it can go. I wonder if it can go James the Red Engine red. Speeding down the line like a lightning flash, make way for James, hooray for James! Shiny, shiny paint with a jet black stack. Well, I'll go first then. I stepped up on the chair and made it through the wide open window out onto the rooftop. Wind was tickling my cheek. I squinted my eyes, looking at the bright cloudless sky. It sure is a great place. Kamikita-san appeared on the rooftop behind me. She said, shading her eyes by blocking the sun with one hand. She said as though suddenly realizing something. No, not really. Just somehow I was wondering if there was a good place to go. She sounded surprised. Kamikita-san, you look like you're good at that. She came closer, still smiling.
江くんにはここが居場所になったってことかな。
It's a good place.
えへへ。
She smiled as if complimented.
やっぱり嬉しいよね、そういうの。
She sat down on the jut near the water tank. Then she started taking out snacks from the plastic bag one by one.
今日はちょっと多めに持ってきたんだ。はい、ベルギーワッフルでもどうぞ。
She held out a Belgian waffle. Yeah, thank you. I still haven't had my lunch though. Furthermore, she took out a plastic box and opened it. The contents, divided into separate halves down the middle, were pancakes and green salad. This is a rather strange combination for a boxed lunch.
そう、おいしいよ。
She's a bit weird after all. Why did you bring too much today?
別に。だって直江くんがここに来たらお菓子足りなくなっちゃうよね。
Well, no, I don't really eat that
お
much.
菓子を食べるとちょっと幸せになります。直江くんが幸せになったら私も嬉しい。誰かを幸せにするって自分もちょっぴり幸せになるよね。だからほら、君が幸せになると私も幸せ、私が幸せになると君も幸せ。ずーっと繰り返してほら、幸せスパイラル。
Well, I'm not so sure if it actually works quite like that. But indeed, if one believed in that theory from the bottom of their heart, it might make them just a little bit happy.
はい、チョコボールでもどうぞ。
She handed me even more snacks. Seemed like a theory likely to introduce heartburn.
うわー
What's wrong? Shouting all of a sudden.
僕忘れた。
Alright.
どうしよう、食べられない。
That hasn't stopped me from eating some foods without a fork. She wailed while embracing the plastic container with the pancakes. A fork. I might have had something in my bag, but sadly I only had this shopping bag. For some reason, there's a single spoon wrapped in plastic in my pocket, identical to the one Kurogaya-san was using earlier. When did she put it in there? I shudder at the thought that she might be able to foresee things like this. I should... Will a spoon do?
なんでそんなの持ってるの？
Well, I handed the spoon to the dumbfounded Kamikita-san.
ありがとう。
She thanked me with a smile. The spiral of happiness might be a much more applicable theory than it first appeared. She was applying great effort into bringing the pancakes to her mouth with the spoon. I sat down next to her and started eating the onigiri and sweet bread that I'd bought.
やっぱりホットケーキにはアプリコットジャムだよね。ブルーベリーもとっても美味しいけど。
She explained, irrationally delighted. Kamikita-san, you sure love sweet things.
それが私のハピネス。
Yeah, just make sure you don't get diabetes.
すっごいちっちゃいことだけど、それで幸せになれるってのはすごいことだよ。だから甘いものはすごいのです。直江くんはあんまり好きじゃないの？
Well, I don't hate them. But if you eat too much, you'll get heartburn. No, it's diabetes.
ああ、うん。それは悲しいよね。私も生クリーム大好きなんだけど、ショートケーキ1個で気持ち悪くなっちゃうんだ。
Why are there so many Japanese words that are the same as English words?
一回お腹いっぱいショートケーキを食べてみたいんだけどね。
The shortcake part especially makes my question still stand. Like how there are so many mandated logging variants. Oh damn, if only but there was somebody there to understand that. She sighed once and then stuffed her mouth with an apricot-topped pancake. Somehow, looking at her beaming face, I ended up wanting to eat something sweet myself. After finishing my onigiri and sweetened bread, I drank some tea and picked up the Belgian waffle she'd given me before. While rummaging in the plastic bag, she raised her voice. It was evident from her reaction that something was supposed to be there. Her gaze shifted to my hand that was holding the Belgian waffle. Waffle?
2個買ったと思ったのに1個しかなかった。
Well, if that's the case, I don't mind if you eat this one. I handed the Belgian waffle to her.
ごめんね、直江くん。じゃあ、はい、半分こ。
She divided it into two and gave one of the halves to me. Okay, thanks. I obediently accepted it.
今日はいい天気。でも、明日は天気予報だとちょっと崩れるみたい。ちょっと憂鬱だね。
Oh, like rain.
雨はちょっと嫌いなんだ。濡れちゃうし、外に出られない。
Hey, at least rain is nice after a long period of it being so sunny.
雨の日だけ天気予報が外れてくれるといいんだけどね。
We spent the rest of our lunch break like that, eating various snacks together.
そうだ。はい、これ。
She produced something from her pocket and handed it to me. A sugar-free gum?
間違えた。でも、とりあえずそれは食べていいよ。虫歯予防になるよ。
I'll take it then. I wrapped the gum and popped it into my mouth.
本当はこっち。
She brought out something again. It was a screwdriver for removing the screw on the window sash, a necessary tool for getting out to the rooftop.
これはあなたにプレゼント。共犯者同盟かな。
Okay, I'll take it. I put it in my top uniform pocket for the time being.
そういえば、最近井ノ原くんと宮沢くんとあんまり一緒にいないね、直江くん。
Ah, things have become a little strange lately. I was asked by Killskate to find members for a grass baseball team.
野球？草？
Kamakita-san placed an index finger to her chin, her eyes wandering off in thought.
4番サードはタンポポですか？
Well, no, it's not like the grass will be playing baseball.
草で野球する？
I don't think that's possible.
想像がつかないね。
Well, to even conjure up such ideas is much more unimaginable in itself. Just means amateur baseball, getting together with people you know and playing baseball just for fun. She exclaimed as though she was impressed from the bottom of her heart.
なんか楽しそうだね。
Well, we still haven't done anything though. We haven't gathered enough members either.
直江くんもメンバー集めしてるの？
For now at least, well, I doubt I'll find anyone.
私、やるよ。
I couldn't understand her words right off the bat. What? I finally managed to ask her in return.
私、やる。
Kamakita-san, wait up, no matter how you look at it, it doesn't appear like she's capable of playing sports.
野球ってやったことないけど、大丈夫。少しは知ってるよ。
To top it all off, she had zero experience. In the end, because of her fruitless enthusiasm, or perhaps her misplaced energy, I simply went with the flow and we agreed on her joining our practice after school. Now then, what should I do during my break? Seeking a strong opponent, I walk around campus.
今のお前に何ができる？どれ使うか。確かに変わった。 あるものは使おう。使えるものだな。
これはいい戦いになりそうだ。
致し方ない。
ファイ。
これならどうだ。
Ow.
行くよ。
Oh, damn it.
ねん。
行け。
ねん。
終わりゃ。
こういこうか。
あ
使い込むほど頼もしくなる武器だ。
それ。
見え見えだ。こういこうか。
来た。
ねん。
それ。
こんなもの悪いな。行くぞ。
Ow.
ごめん。
Oh wow, I didn't take a crit
シナリオ
hit.
も超えた。
はい終わりゃ。来た。それ。
見え見えだ。こういこうか。ねん。
来た来た。はいこの武器誕生日プレゼントにいいかもしれない。
どうだ。使い込むほど可愛くなる武器だ。
はい。
Okay, I think I'm starting to beat. I think I'm starting to beat
ここが
Kango.
急所か。
行け。
タイムアップ。引き分けだ。
Damn.
命拾いしたな。
武器は使い込んでいるか。武器には攻撃回数の範囲がある。使い込んでいくと攻撃回数の上限も上がっていくぞ。
Kyosuke left me with these words.
これも定めか。
面白い。
こいつを使うぜ。きたきたきた。
使ってみよう。風を感じた。
いいだろ。
他の奴
これで
らはどう
楽し
した。
むとしよう。バトルスタート。いけ。と。
痛いわ。
この武器も相当使い慣れてきたぜ。こいつはどうかな。
そこだ。
なるほど。コツをつかんだぜ。
頑張れ。
いけ。
いけ。ドンマイだ。
と。
Damn.
いけ。どこを見てるんだ。
いけ。
そこだ。
止まって見えるぜ。どうだ。
ファイトだ。さらにお前との絆が深まったな。
せや。
頑張れ。
こいつはどうかな。タイムアップ。引き分けだ。
Oh, that went nowhere.
惜しい戦いだったな。
互角か。
Whew, I guess I'll head back to class. After school, Kango trusted me with an envelope. Since he was wearing his usual hakama, I guess it had dried already, although he'd probably wear it even if it were damp.
悪いが寮長に提出してくれないか。部活で夜間鍛錬をするからな。外出許可申請書だ。
Okay, I understand. Are you going to your club after that?
ああ 今日は夜間の準備があるから早めに行かなくてはならない。
I brushed off his apology with a shake of my head. It's nothing, no worries. Good luck with your club. The newcomers competition is coming up soon too.
あ、よろしく頼む。
I saw King go off as he left the classroom. I stuffed my notes into my bag and headed off for the dorm head's room. Girls and boys lived in separate dorms. Our school was a boarding school founded on the principle of student autonomy, so if you just talked to the dorm head, most things would go smoothly. There was a dorm mother in each dorm, but they were basically just in charge of the mundane tasks concerning everyday life. Thus, the rule was to run it through the dorm head if we needed permission or for something. The dorm's head's room was next to the student councils. There was a vacant classroom nearby, which was used by the various school committees. They would generally hold meetings there after school.
また逃がしたらしい。
また委員長の機嫌が悪くなるぞ。知られる前に捕まえろ。
It was noisy. Members of the school disciplinary committee with armbands on their sleeves were storming from the room. Ah, it seems like some serious trouble has broken out. Did someone cause trouble?
いやー、特に騒ぎを起こしたつもりはないのですよ。
Is that so?
駄菓子屋さんでビー玉もらったの。それでお昼休みにばらまいて綺麗だなーとかしてただけ。
Where? In the committee reading room?
そう。
The girl nodded. Wait, isn't that Saigasa-san?
やはりリキくん。
It's not Yaha. When did you show up?
今来たばっかだよ。風紀委員が私を探してるからなんでかなーと。
Is it completely due to those marbles?
綺麗だよね、ビー玉。リキくんにもあげるね。あれ、ポケットに入れといたのにな。
She stuck her hand into her pocket and began rummaging around.
こっちだったっけか？
本当にどこ行ったんだ、三枝め。
A member of the disciplinary committee walked out of the room with his arms folded.
おー、三枝はるか。おい、三枝がいるぞ、三枝。
As soon as he finished yelling, he blew on his
いや
whistle.
ー、連呼しないでよ、恥ずかしいじゃん。
That's not the problem here, Saigasa-san.
とりあえず
First of all...
逃げる。
She started running, tugging on my hand. Wait up, Saigasa-san. Why are we running away?
捕まったら大変だよ、リキくん。もうなんというかお説教されるわ、お説教されるわ、お説教されるわで。
Isn't it natural that they're mad? We've been running through the corridors, making a lot of noise. As we kept running, I caught glimpses of other students who were curiously sticking their heads out of their classrooms, wondering what was going on. Wait, what? Am I running away too?
一連卓上五輪夢中。
Don't group me together with you, and we're really going to get lost like this.
待って、三枝はるか。
Ah! There's more of them now! Looking behind us, the number of pursuers had increased.
しょうがない。ここは忍びないが。
Wait, don't tell me...
ビー玉転がし。
Marbles of various colors flooded the corridor.
うわあ！何？
They were slipping on the marbles.
三枝。
さ、今のうちに戦闘離脱。
Was that a battle? Oh, if I was actually tired, I'd probably make a more wheezing sound.
ここまで来れば大丈夫だね。
We finally came to a halt as we reached the backyard. Indeed, we got away, but what's she planning to do about the marbles scattered around the corridor?
風紀委員の人もまだまだですな。
No, that's not the problem here, Saigasa-san.
そう？いや。
She laughed cheerfully.
あら？まだビー玉一つ残ってた。
Yeah, thank you. I received the purplish red marble from her.
さてさて、回収しに行くかな、ビー玉。
So you are going to collect them?
いざという時のためにまた必要だからね。
Just don't get into another emergency. I was reminded once again that she was the kind of girl who did whatever came into her mind. I ended up postponing going to see the dorm head until things had settled down. Sports grounds after school.
よーし、頑張るよ。
She proclaimed, swinging her hands around energetically. You all know her, Kamikita-san, from our class.
すまんがちょっと待っててもらえるか。
Masato shot her a cramped smile and dragged me along behind the fence.
メンバー集めに対するお前の必死さはよく分かったが、大丈夫なのかあいつは。
Beats me. At least she's brimming with enthusiasm.
俺には不安要素以外見えないんだが、どう見ても筋肉がねえぜ。
Masato, muscles are like your criteria for everything.
視点がなんかエロいな。
エロくねえよ。
Well, putting perversion aside, Ren, shouldn't you know whether she can do sports or something?
聞いたことない。
Ah, as I expected.
ただ、体育の授業で言うと、
How was she?
記憶にない。
なら言うなよ。
お前に突っ込まれる筋合いないわ、ボケー。
She kicked him just like always. To be honest, I'm worried myself, but I couldn't just say no to her.
実はものすごい潜在能力の持ち主とかでもないよな。
She said this nonchalantly while being kicked, as expected of Masato. Well, it'd be great if that were so, but if that were true, she wouldn't be crawling under the water tank and getting stuck there.
まあ争いはよせ。お前だ。
俺が一方的に蹴られてるだけだが。
俺にいい考えがある。とりあえずテストということであの子の実力を試してみよう。残念ながら戦力外ということなら憎まれるのは俺だけで済む。
Well, I don't think she's the kind of person to hold a grudge. However, I didn't really want to see her disappointed face.
ま、そういうことなら俺は京介に任せるぜ。
Rin too nodded, with the bell on her hair resounding.
よし、決まりだな。
After wrapping things up, Kyosuke headed off in Kamikita-san's direction.
上北だっけか。
夏目さんのお兄さんですよね。
京介でいい？
京介さん？
ああ、京介さんだ。じゃあ早速だが入団テストを始めよう。
As expected of Kyosuke, the strategy he had chosen left no room for objections.
テスト？
そうだな。まずは野球経験はあるか？
ないです。
不合格。
Wait up, Kyosuke! I caught him by the shoulder. Hey, come on now, that's too sudden! Kamikita-san is completely dumbfounded.
悪かった。
He turned back to her.
というのは冗談で。
冗談か。ものすごいびっくりしたよ。
野球に必要なものは何だと思う？
That's a complicated question. I don't think there's anyone who would have an answer to such a fundamental question down pat.
ガッツと勇気とそして友情。
合格。
He grasped her shoulder.
頑張ります。
Alright, we got a new member. Wait up! Once again, I had him by the shoulder.
いや、あまりに的確な言葉に俺としたことが思わず感動してしまったぜ。
Yes, I wish to overwrite. That's not what the test was meant to be about in the first place. It should test her reflexes and such.
よーし、ガシガシかっ飛ばすぞー。
She was already standing in the batter's box and swinging a bat around. What should we do? There's definitely no turning her down now.
まあ根性はありそうだし大丈夫だろ。見ろ、なかなかいいスイングじゃないか。
I could hear the swooshing sound of the bat despite the distance. That's because it's a plastic bat. After that, she switched to a metal bat. She tried taking different postures, but her hands were still trembling. It looked very heavy.
ああ、見ちゃいらんねえな。俺、貸してみ。
She instantly dropped the bat on Masato's foot. It is fun seeing Masato suffer.
今のはマサトが悪いな。
You're merciless, Rin.
やっぱり重たい。
She came this way, tears welling up in her eyes. I wonder if there are any lighter bats. Rin was staring at her. Kamakita-san let out a sound when she noticed Rin's glance. Whoa. She hid behind my back.
どうしたの？
Well... Seemed like she didn't know how to deal with her. Right, this is a great opportunity for Rin to make a friend. I was sure Kamakita-san would be great company for Rin. Hey, Rin! She stuck her head out.
じゃあ、改めましてご挨拶です。よろしくね、りんちゃん。
She ran away.
無視されてしまった。
Yeah. Well, I was aware of Rin's extreme shyness. This was probably just all too sudden for her. Kamakita-san. She's acting like this because she's not used to you yet. So could you please try to become friends with her?
大丈夫。
Huh?
今はもう同じ草野球チームのお友達です。明日はきっとお話ししてくれるよ。
Okay.
力の手柄だな。
Huh?
多分上北を誘ったのは正解だ。まあ、とりあえずテストの続きだ。次はベースランドもやってみてくれ。
わかりました。
She started putting on a glove triumphantly. No, running the bases means running across the field. I know a bit she had said, but it seems that bit was just about 1 millimeter's worth. And? It was horrible. She tripped running bases, let practice hits go between her legs 50 times in a row, and when we tried to catch balls, she couldn't throw it all the way to her partner. Kyosuke, what's your opinion of her?
やばいな。どれぐらいやばいかっていうと、眉間によったシワが戻らない。
That's pretty dangerous, alright.
とりあえず、
He took a breath.
マネージャー候補な。
Komari Kamakita was counted out of the team's combat potential less than 30 minutes out of joining. Rin began her pitching practice. Psh! This ball sank into Kyosuke's mitt splendidly.
やりやがった。
Finally a strike.
今日からは速球王と呼べ。
こらこら。たった1球でそこまでジャンプアップするか。
Well, you're female, so queen?
濃紺を返上したいなら連続してストライク取ってみろ。
Kyosuke tossed the ball back to her.
ボールボールギリギリストライクか。
The pitch continued in a similar manner.
ストライクは3球に1球ってとこだ。
どうだ。
Well, that's very much no con.
うっさい、もう濃紺じゃない。
試合だったらフォアボール出しまくりだからな。
でも球速も伸びもある。こいつは単なる濃紺じゃない。可能性を感じさせる濃紺だぜ。
キ、練習じゃボケ
3球に1球来るボールを見逃さず打て。いいな。
What kind of practice is that?
じゃあ始めるぞ。
風が語りかけます。うまい。
こいつは抜けさせないぜ。
え、
いいぞ。
どうだ。
Alright. We lost that ball.
やっちゃった。かわいそうだろ。
Sorry.
2人だけの約束だったはずだろ。みんなに言って回ったけどさ。おお、すげえうなりだ。
This was made a long time before I Show Speed even was famous, so nope. Also, I presume you're thinking about a different game. Easier said than done.
狙ってるわけじゃないんだぞ。
Whoops.
やっちゃった。またか。
Hey, it's not my fault. Hey, I'm not intentionally hitting your cats.
狙ってるわけじゃないんだぞ。いい感じだよね。そこそこ器用だとは思うんだけど。風が語りかけます。うまい。
よし。
もうこんな時間か。
まだ続けるか。
Let's continue.
よし、続けよう。
We need to have that MS4 guest 1337 timing. I have no clue what that is.
当たっても知らないよ。みーちゃん、ファイトですよ。うわ。
Whoops.
痛そうだろ。
Sorry. Ow. Who's speaking in the background outside the game? I am!
力ないな、僕は。
よし、来た。
Oh my god, you remind me of that. Oh my god, you make me want to blurt out that one quote by George Carlin. Of course, I can't actually say it because it has a strong swear in it, and I think my mom would get angry.
今のは避けてよ。狙ってるのか。
It's not intentional, you know.
お手の物よ。
あの頃のお前を取り戻す。
よし来た。
どうだ。
おお、すげえうなりだ。
Okay, at least they're not hurt.
ボロボロになってよ。それでも得難い何かがある。
Oh!
これで何度目だ。
I kind of forgot to keep count. Okay, at least none were hit. Hey!
そんなことし続けて楽しいか。
No! He jumped! That wasn't intentional!
よし、今日はここまでだ。
Here's a tip, follow the ball with your eyes and time it right. Yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious.
なんか全然うまくいかなかった。
On the way back from practice, Kamakita-san let out a heavy sigh. Kamakita-san, you don't have to force yourself. Excuse me. There's still a few days left before the match, so you don't have to push yourself so hard.
ダメだよ。それじゃあまたメンバー探しが大変になっちゃう。私一人が大変な分には別に大丈夫だから。
Well, yeah. I understood well enough that she was that kind of person. She'll be disappointed even more if she's forced to quit.
運動とか苦手だけど、頑張って中でカバーするよ。
I hope you'll find that somehow. That's what I truly believed. I felt sorry for her as I wondered if trying hard would be enough to pay off.
明日からも頑張る。じゃ、バイバイ、イキくん。
She took off to the girls' dorm. She called me by my first name at the end. I'll try doing the same next time. Komari Kamikita. How should I put it? That name suits her. It seems so funny, even though when I thought about that idea for so troubled, self-destructing girl. After seeing her off, I started walking back to the boys' dorm. A path connected to the dorms standing across from each other at one end, and the school building and sports ground at the other, and what probably looked like a letter H from above. It was built across a square, hosting a monument and a flower bed. For those students who were attending school from dorms, there was no way they'd be late for school. However, there were exceptions, and some people were occasionally late for school, such as us. My hand feels a little heavy. Of course, it wasn't so bad as to cause muscular pain. I was busily rotating my arm when I noticed a delivery company truck driving out of the parking lot. Huh, that's strange. They were supposed to carry baggage all the way to the dorm entrance. I noticed an unsteady-looking object at the edge of the square. The object turned out to be 3 white boxes with a frog image printed on them, stacked atop one another. From beneath the bottom most of them, 2 white sticks could be seen unsteadily forging ahead. For no particular reason, I halted. Stopping scarcely 2 meters in front of me. What the hell is a meter? Hi, the NJ Tank Engine 2012. It seemed like a living being. I don't even know what a meter is. I only know inches, feet, yards, miles, and thousands of miles. I don't know what a meter is.
よし、頑張るぞ。
It muttered after catching its breath. Trying your best is fine and all, but you'll bump into me if you keep going. It faltered, all surprised at my sudden words. I hurried to stabilize the boxes. Are you okay? I'm sorry.
いえ、こちらこそ前方不注意です。ごめんなさいです。
Hold on, don't bow now! I didn't even have time to react before the cardboard came tumbling down. Ugh, I'm sorry. I hastily bent over to pick up 2 boxes from the ground. A small box, size 120 according to delivery company sticker, happened to be lighter than I imagined. It's probably filled with small stuff.
どうもありがとうございます。あ、
Do you fear Grand Trunk, the one thing we real fanning people fear? Not at all. She lowered her head again and raised her voice after looking back up and seeing me. She is a petite girl, not even up to my shoulders. A white mantle was wrapped around her small body, covering it completely. Her long hair reaching halfway down her back was gently fluttering behind her. She had light flax-colored hair. The feathery strands of her hair were gently swaying above her mantle in the evening breeze.
Good morning, everyone. Have a nice day.
Oh my god, is that how... She said, looking at me with both eyes. It wasn't morning and I wasn't alone, so what was she saying? She was eagerly awaiting my reaction. No, I don't fear the Grand Trunk. She was eagerly awaiting my reaction. I answered with a slight troubled expression. Habu a nice hori day, see you again. Why is my grammar like that? I don't know. And I simply started to walk away. I kept walking for a while and then secretly stole a glance behind me. She was holding one of the fallen cardboard boxes with a dejected look on her face. Can't be helped. I smiled really. I came back a little and called out to her. I'm just kidding. Grand Trunk plus Penn Central is scarier than analog horror.
英語のミニテストで次はもっと頑張りましょうグッバイガールと書かれた人です。そうなんです。なんです。
A one-person Doppler effect? Hey, now are you listening to me? Hey! I bopped her on the head and she came back to her senses with her head bouncing. After that, she faced me with sparkling eyes.
Can I speak Japanese?
Well, I know you can't speak Japanese, no need to ask me. I mean, it depends. Either you're talking about the good trackage of the Grand Trunk Grand Western, then it will be good. But if you're talking about the Penn Central trackage... I answered with a smile. Hey, what didn't... Yeah. Hey, well, I think the Grand Trunk Western introduced the Good Track Road slogan because of their effort of well-maintained track, unlike other railroads that had poor trackage.
それはそうなんですけど、でもほら、通じましたよね。通じましたよね。
Yeah, I did. She was delighted. Though she looked so depressed before, she was the kind to bounce from one end of the emotional spectrum to the other. I was watching her as she tried to adjusting the hat on her head with both hands to stop it from slipping. Are you carrying them to your room? I asked. This girl's name is Kujiravka Naomi, a classmate. As her name implied, she was the quarter Japanese. Obviously, Kud was a short form of her name. She herself wanted to be addressed as frankly as possible. Hence, I usually called her Kud.
はい。じゃなくて、イエス。
Was that the derailment of 87? Also the Chase Maryland train collision. She answered yes in English in a stiffly childish way. She was racking her brains. You can speak normally if you can't remember some words.
そうですね。
The Milwaukee Road plus the Grand Trunk Western. Trunk! She blushed and started jiggling the cuff of her mantle. She kept fiddling with her mantle. She looked embarrassed. She had meant to reply in English, but Japanese words came out instead. That was the girl called Kujiravka. She let out a heavy sigh.
そうですね。そうします。
She looked depressed. I felt as if a small dark cloud was floating above her. No matter how you look at it, she was a foreign girl, but her appearance belied her inability to speak foreign languages. I hear 9 of 10 Japanese can't speak English. She tilted her head at my sudden words. I wonder why it's so hard to get a grasp on it.
では私がずっと考えていることだったりします。この間もラジオの英会話講座初級編1のテープを買ったんですけど、
Was it of any use?
リスニングが全くわかりません。英語は本当に英語なんでしょうか？
Even if you didn't understand it, I think it should be in English since you bought an English course.
今日の英語の宿題が憂鬱です。
I started searching for something to brighten her mood and remembered her self-introduction the day we met. She had been traveling around the world and this spring returned to Japan to study for exams. Her Japanese grandmother and Japanophile grandfather suggested that she pursue higher education in Japan. Because that was the plan all along, she had been taught Japanese from her childhood through Japanese textbooks. Right, the homework. Actually, what was it even about?
効果を英訳する宿題でした。
I'm not good at cracking codes, but I'll try one. Why? Really? I'll have Kyosuke help me later. I decided to put the homework off. Where'd you receive this baggage from?
おじいさまが私の服を送ってくれたので。あ、おじいさまは今フィンランドにいるそうですけど。
Oh, oh my god, I can't speak Finnish. But that's Sakievan Polka. I wonder if he does sing or roll along to Sakievan Polka all day. Must have used international mail then. Upon closer examination, there was a sticker of a foreign logistics company on it. Fodex, it read. What's always with all these people changing foreign company names by one letter? Yo, Harrison, who's the one talking beside you? No one's talking besides me! I see, since it's international mail, maybe it wasn't the same delivery truck as usual. She had probably been waiting for its arrival in the parking lot. Why is the box from Froggy Mail?
おじいさまが好きらしいです。箱をわざわざ取り寄せてるらしいですけど。
It's just some random folks that my family knows about. That's quite a whim. Should I take it to Rin's room? If I had parted with Kamikita-san a bit later, we could have had her help us too.
いえ、違います。いえ、そんな、直江さん、運んでもらうなんてご迷惑です。
She shook her head. She used to be saying Haro as a greeting before. She had thought it sounded foreign-like. Saying it in a monotone voice didn't really give that impression. It's okay, and it'd be dangerous if you bump into something like before. I picked up the stacked boxes.
ありがとうございます。重くないですか？
It's not. No problem at all.
ありがとうございます。
If it's not Rin's room, then where?
別のお部屋です。連休中ずっと工事していたんです。最初入る予定だったお部屋の工事が終わったらしくて。
Ah, is that so? On the day of the opening ceremony, there was very heavy rain. We were fooling around fighting with water pistols that day. The new wing of the girls' dorm building was fine, but the old one took some damage during the storm. There were a number of rooms with a roof leak to begin with, and they had been scheduled for repair during the holidays. That rain was amazing, a real spring thunder indeed.
夏目さんにはご迷惑おかけしてしまいました。
Why away? I don't think you need to worry about that. You could continue living with her.
そうできたら嬉しいんですけど。
Is it because of school
み
regulations?
たいですね。
She muttered in regret.
新しいお部屋は一人なので少し寂しいです。直江さんは二人部屋でしたよね。
Yeah, together with Masato. I think it wouldn't be so bad living in a private room as well. You don't have to be so considerate.
そういうものですか。
She started pondering. Could?
あ、いえ、そうであれば夏目さんの邪魔をしていたのかなと思いました。
Oh well, I don't think she minded. Just probably.
そうでしょうか。
Could, would you rather be living with someone?
できたらその方がいいです。
She nodded. Well, if you turn in an application to live with someone else, I have a feeling some girls went through the procedure. Someone who would know about it. Who might that be? Kurogai-san? I should ask her tomorrow if I meet her in the classroom.
能見さんおかえり。
あ、はい、ただいまです。
直江くんもおかえり。
Yeah, I'm back. Wait, it's not welcome back.
そうなんですか？
She looked at me puzzled.
皆さん、帰ってくるときは挨拶をしてくれるです。男子の皆さんはそうではないんでしょうか？
It's not like that at all, or rather... Welcome back, good work. The girls passing by have all been greeting Kud. Kud was halting every time, saying I'm back and bowing her head. Why is everyone greeting you?
有料の時の自己紹介でちょっと嘘をついてしまいまして。
She hung her head, poking her index fingers
日
together.
本語のことをよくわかりませんって。ようこそって言われてありがとうございますって返しちゃったんです。
That really wasn't much of a lie. Now that I think of it, is it okay for me to come in? She cocked her head. Well, I was wondering if boys were prohibited from entering. Even though the girls' dorms and boys' dorms were standing in front of each other, there was a fair distance between them. Naturally, there were boys who tried trespassing into the girls' dorm and consequently were beaten up.
直江さんなら問題ないと思います。
Why do you think so?
他の男子の皆さんは手前で阻止されるはずです。絶対防衛ラインらしいです。玄関は通称 2003UB313 ラインと呼ばれているそうですよ。長いから皆さん UB ラインって呼んでます。
I turned around. On the outskirts of the girls' dorm, I could see boys being chased away. They were chased around by girls wielding brooms or perhaps rakes. I muttered. I'll pretend I didn't see anything.
はい。
Just talking to myself. What floor is your room on?
あ、2階の一番端っこです。
Understood. The room was already furnished with beds, so the mattresses and futons were already in the room. There were desks by the window side. They were arranged so as to cover the entire wall from corner to corner. The beds are firmly attached to the wall. I heard that rooms in the girls' dorms are generally made for 2 people, but in the new building there were also rooms for 3, as well as private rooms for honor students and those with special circumstances, so it resembled the boys' dorm. The cream-colored wall was a bit dirty. Where should I put these? Asked Kud, who was standing on tiptoes to put her hand on the finger.
あ、床の上で結構です。
Okay, there. Set the 2 boxes on the floor.
どうもありがとうございました。
She put her hands together and bowed very deeply. It's okay, it wasn't that heavy. What about your other baggage?
後で寮の皆さんが手伝ってくれるそうです。
Should I help with that too?
あ、いえ、そんな。
She shook her head frantically.
ここまで運んできていただいただけで十分です。
Really? Let me know if you need any help. I'll get Kango, Masakoto, and the rest to help out too.
はい、ありがとうございます。
It can certainly get lonely living alone.
そうですね。
I hope you can find a roommate soon.
見つかるといいんですけど。
Should I help you look for a roommate?
いいんですか？
Well, that's what I said, but I was only thinking of asking Kurogai-san for now. She's about the only person I know who's living alone.
いえ、それでもありがたいです。
She said while nodding energetically.
直江さん、ありがとうございます。
It's nothing much, and you should reserve your things until you manage to find a roommate.
あ、そうですね。でも、ありがとうございます。
I'm telling you it's okay. I answered with an amused smile. Well, it's getting dark, so we should split already. I had a feeling that if I stayed for too long and was discovered by Rin, I'd get a taste of her kicks.
そうですか。じゃあ、玄関までお見送りしますね。
Yeah, thanks.
直江さん、今日はどうもありがとうでした。
Her voice trailed after me as I descended the stairs in front of the entranceway. I felt a little embarrassed. When I reached the square and looked back at the girls' dorm, I could still see a human figure waving its hand. What should I do? Seeing his wrong opponent, I walk around campus.
いいだろう。受けて立とう。あるものは使おう。使えるものだな。どれ使うか。使えるものだな。
よし、俺ならいけるかも。
どのようにして戦うか。
バトル
Oh
スタート。
god.
せや。
いけあれ
なん
よっとそれ
せや。
見えたいけありゃ
Oh
悪い
damn.
な。
Ow.
使い込むほど頼もしくなる武器だ。
それ
行くぞ。
Ah damn.
遊びとしては楽しかったぞ。
I think the third one is 3166 yen, boy.
お前にはこんなのがお似合いだろう。
And a love triangle with Kyosuke and Masato? What the hell? What do you think was Kango trying to make him the ambiguously gay trio?
手にした武器によっては非力なものでも一瞬で強敵に変わる。油断はするな。
Kyosuke left me with these words. Okay, KO!
悪いがこんなところで遊んでられねえんでね。
おっと、筋肉じゃねえか。
使うぜ。こいつはやべえぜ。自分で笑えてくら。
こいつを使うぜ。いい感じじゃねえか。
これで瞬殺してやるぜ。
俺にふさわしい武器だ。ファイ
行くぜ。あらくそいけどうだよしコツをつかんだぜどうだ
どうだ
どうだ
こいつはどうかな
あらあら
うわ
俺の
Damn
ことになったなこいつも棺桶に入れてくれお前そんなでリーダー務まるのかよしこの書
くそ
Famous baseball team skilled scout after Masato's strength. Whew, I guess this is enough wandering about. After dinner, I was having a conversation with Masato in our room. Suddenly, the door flew open with a loud bang. Slamming the door open with her leg, Rin waltzed in, holding in both hands a great number of sheets, taken from a loose-leaf binder.
Huh?
What is...
掃除当番表
えどうして
お前はバカだから気づかないんだ
だから何がよ
リキ教えてやれ
that thing's like the bath and sinks which are in public use to getting dirty.
そりゃ掃除当番を回してたんじゃなかったのか
お前いつ掃除した
あれはいつだったかな去年の
Rin high-kicked him in the back of his head.
リキ突っ込め
It means it's been completely abandoned then.
よし
That seemed to seal something.
お前らなんだよコンビでも組んだのかよ
うるさい黙れ
So that's a cleaning roster in your hands? Cleaning schedule. May 17th, Thursday, Rikinawa. May 24th, Thursday, Masato Inohara. 5:31 Keigo. 567 K's. Oh no! Oh my god! June 7th. Keisuke next Riki. After him, Emto. Next Keigo, next him, next you. Probably get it by
途
now.
中からあからさまにやる気をなくしてるんだろ
Yapasisula. I don't even know what to comment on
なんだ
first.
不服なのか、あるいは二人とも具合が悪いのか。
Well, obviously it's a former.
なんだ不服なのか。
当然だろ。なんで俺たちにだけ掃除させるんだよ。
他の男子は私知らない。
そんな理由で俺たちだけなのかよ。
そうだ。
これを知ったら健吾や京介だって黙ってないぜ。
そうなのか。
She sank into thought.
少し待て。
She said and left the room.
なんだ
Who knows? But look at this. I grabbed the corner of the roster. She wrote everything on a large piece of paper in big letters so that it would be easy for everyone to understand.
ああ、途中からグダグダだけど。
The cell phone in my pocket vibrated. I took it out and checked the message. What should I do? It was from Rin. I typed an answer. Instead of doing cleaning alone, isn't it fair to have everyone take the role of the leader for each week and organize other students to help as well? I answered.
なんだ彼女からすげえな。
I think I read in some wiki that the canonical ending was that Rin becomes Riki's girlfriend, but now, no. No, I'm not telling you he's so quick at jumping to conclusions. Sweet. Once again, the door to our room opened and Rin marched inside.
何やってたんだ。
話しかけるんだ。忘れる。
え？何を？
一人で掃除するんじゃなく、そいつをリーダーにして他の生徒にも手伝ってもらえば公平なんじゃない？
お前なんか語尾変だぞ。
一人で掃除するんじゃなく、そいつをリーダーにして他の生徒にも手伝ってもらえば公平だろボケ。
突っ込まなければよかった。
Putting that aside, isn't this suggestion more realistic? Well, we'll have a third-year Kyosuke helping us too.
もうどうだっていいよ。くせ。
買ってくる。
Where? She was already gone. Me and Masato exchanged glances, shrugging in puzzlement. Come back from the
なんで
bath.
こんなとこに貼ってあんだよ。
The roster was attached to our door. Probably was there already when we went to the bath, take the bath, but we didn't
まる
notice
で
it.
俺たちの部屋が掃除する本部みたいになってるじゃねえか。
Shortly after, Kyosuke and Kengo came over. Apparently, Kengo had run to Kyosuke right after the night practice was over and came along with him. Or more likely, he was dragged here against his will.
この部屋まるで掃除する本部みたいになってたぞ。
Probably has.
じゃあ早速ミッションを再開するか。
Seeing like he hadn't noticed his own name there, I'm sure there are going to be complaints later though. Are you still going to continue with that? Don't you feel sorry for Rin?
いやむしろ危機として無線機をつけているが。
Huh?
スパイ大作戦みたいでなんか楽しい。
Oh really? But who am I to complain if she's enjoying it herself?
知らない人と話すのは嫌だな。
そこは頑張ってもらわないとこれをやる意味がないからな。頑張れ。
He said,
ミッションスタート。
こちらリン、女子寮に潜入成功。
よし、周りに誰か人はいるか？おば？
いない。オーバー。
I don't mind, but it was unnecessary to be saying over every time.
そうだったっけな。もう言うんじゃないぞ、リン。
了解。で、どうすればいい？お貞治。
Whoa, that's one hell of a way to trick us.
危なかった。実に危ないところだった。
しかもごまかしきったつもりでいやがる。
とりあえず誰か探すんだろ。
よし、とりあえず廊下を歩く。
任務了解。廊下を歩く。
It was deathly quiet.
ちなみに足音を隠しながら隠密行動をする必要は全くないからな。
何？見えてるのか？
いやまあ、それが楽しいんだからいいじゃん。
いいんだな。
いいよ。
了解。貞治。
た危ないところだった。ものすごい危なかった。
No one said anything about it.
前方からターゲット接近中。
Do you know who it is?
知らない顔だな。
上級生か。
どうすればいい？接触まであと5秒。
First of all, say good evening to her.
はい、こんばんは。目標ロスト。そのまま歩いていってしまった。
なんだよ、ダメじゃねえか。
なに？言われた通りにしただろうが。そんなこと言われる筋合いないわ。お貞治。
She calmed down.
とりあえず次々に指示を出していくしかないな。
追いかけていって待ちたまえ美しいお嬢さんという。
待ちたまえ美しいお嬢さん。
She went and said it.
次はまあチャッピーが知らない人に懐くなんてお名前を聞かせていただけませんかと続くのか。
それは古典の少女漫画だ。
まあチャッピーが知らない人に懐くなんてお名前を聞かせていただけませんか。
Well, we're just talking amongst ourselves.
それは昔の少女漫画でよく使われた展開です。
I have a feeling I know that voice, but maybe that'll wait for future stream with this
ご
game.
存知じゃなかったんですか。
This is bad. She'll look like a weirdo again.
そうだな。とりあえず演劇の練習でもしてたってことにしてしまえ。
演劇の練習らしいな。私のですか。いや、私がそうでしたか。夏目さんは演劇部なんですか。違うが、そうらしい。
That person knows
そう
Rin.
ですか。では失礼します。また明日教室で。
クラスメートじゃないかよ。
Masato beat me to
再
it.
び目標ロスト。
お前な、クラスメートだったろ。今の顔見たことがあるだろ。知らない顔って嘘ついたろ。
なんだ、ここは暗いな。暗視カメラを。
こら。
ま、それ以上は詮索しないでよ。その代わり次は指示なしで一人で頑張ってく。
それはないな。
やれ。
なんでさ。
どうしてもヤバくなったらこっちからフォロー入れるよ。
なに？
I don't think it's possible either.
ああ、今日始めたミッションじゃない。だいぶ慣れてきてるだろ。とりあえずやってみるんだ。経験を生かしてな。
やりたくないが、ラジャ。
Will she be
あ
okay?
ら、また夏目さん？
Are you kidding me?
ささみ。させがはささみですわ。いきなり喧嘩売ってるんですの？そのつもりはない。
We better provide that support now.
あえてやらせ。
Okay.
経験を生かしているだけだ。意味がわかりませんわ。まあ、今日はあなたの相手をしている暇はありませんの。どいてくださる？
Well, looks like she could avoid the conflict at
美
least.
しいお嬢さん。
She started putting what she learned to use.
あら、私かしら。夏目さんも少しは見る目が出てきたようね。いや、全然そうは思わんが。
She spouted out her real opinion.
なんですって？まあ、チャッピーが知らない人に懐くなんて。まつさえこの私をチャッピー呼ばわりするとは。
Oh, not. She overdid putting what she'd learned to use. Even providing support now would do
お
no
名
good.
前を聞かせていただけませんか？ささせがはささみですわ。難しいな。チャッピーと呼んで徹底的に喧嘩を売ってるんですわね。お前たち、やっておしまいなさい。
Not again.
これを使うとどうなるんだろう。風を感じた。ささみ様、私たちにお任せください。
Go get him, girl. There we go!
ぐらいの強さか。あら、意外にやりますのね。
Oh
では
no.
私自ら受けて立ちましょう。
Oh no!
かかってきなさい。えい、痛いわ。えい、
Come on.
いや、ミスった。はっ、痛いわ。はっ、えい、何？歯ごたえありませんわね。
Not a third time.
ざっとこんなものですわ。さすがはささみ様、華麗でございました。行きますわよ。
Oh my god, they are such glazers. Wait, wasn't that different from the original mission?
どれも等しくミッションさ。
I'm sure I'm just getting tricked. And so the night went on. Tell you what, I'm gonna finish the stream here. I think I'll pick this game up another time. But anyways, if anyone is, well, rewatching this in a rerun, then at the very least, thank you all for watching. I forget you saw that. And until next time, y'all have a good day.